Got the riff going.
What is up? I'm gonna just be straight up with you right now. I'm tired. I've had a long ass day, a long ass week.
Can I get a fucking hallow? Damn it! I screwed up my fuck timer. Can I get a
You're never
hallow? The point is, none of these are monetized yet, so the fuck timer doesn't really come into play until we get the channel monetized and all that nonsense.
We have to apply for it first, you know.
Yeah, I know, but we haven't figured out. We haven't figured out like the taxes and all the shit because it's two of us yet. We got to get that squared away come like the beginning of the year, and then we'll get her done.
Hey,
hello everybody.
You're off antibiotics, aren't you?
I know. That's why I was about to.
So
I was actually thinking when we were in the intermission thing, I was like, oh fuck, I got to pick out some. I know what one of the drinks I'm drinking tonight is.
Come on, just stick with it. You're gonna drink that the whole time. I meant to go to the ABC store and pick up some Wild Turkey 101 since this was titled
that's
a better turkey.
I was going to drink Wild Turkey because it's the Thanksgiving. It's the night before Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving show or whatever.
Right, but I forgot. I ran out of time. Honestly,
I have been staring at this bottle of Octomore. I got it like right after I started the antibiotic, and it's just been fucking calling my name for like 2 weeks.
Have you even tried it yet?
Yeah. I took like a little sip of it. I've had it, but like I've been wanting like a full on pour of it, and I haven't done it. But you can't go straight into Octomore. I think it's a pretty strong proof. Hold on a second. I enjoy a good Truly. I don't even started something as I was walking away. Hold on.
He doesn't even know I played it. Let's start with this one while we're waiting on Jeremy and he's taking his time picking a whiskey. We're gonna do this.
Start off here.
I normally like to drink coffee.
Get my two whiskeys for the night right there.
Baby. And I know this is going to sound super like bouge, but I can't disagree. I enjoy a good Truly if it's within your
fuck yourself, Taylor.
You got the budget for it.
Fuck yourself.
Actually, I had a really good soundbite, and I meant to put that on my soundboard, but I totally forgot to do it. You sent me that voice memo or whatever earlier in the week. And I saved it because there's just a perfect little soundbite in there. I don't even know if you remember saying it.
I don't remember what I said.
I said something about getting like a good suck on or something like that.
Oh, well, yeah, because you were talking about
cigars,
cigars, and you pulling too hard on cigars. And God knows what the fuck I said. I don't even remember.
It'll be there eventually. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I'm going to start out with a little Old Forester single barrel. Just because if you ever see any of this in your area, Taylor, now this is obviously a local, because these are store picks, right? These are single barrel store picks, but every one of these I've had has been excellent. If you ever see one of these in your area, faux show, get one. And then I'm going to go over to the, once I get warmed up, there's angels singing right now.
Yeah, that's an expensive ass bottle, dude.
Oh, dude, it's just so good, though. It's so worth it. Rarely do I feel like there's a ton of whiskeys out there that I feel like are way too expensive for the price doesn't justify, right? Like the quality doesn't justify. Like there's $300-$400 bottles that I would really rather drink this.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I've had Pappy before, and I think I'd rather have this. Like some of the Pappies just don't impress me that much, and they're like a fucking $1,000 for a bottle of it.
Well, I'm starting with what has been probably my favorite for a few weeks now, or probably a few months now. Old Forester 1920.
You can't go wrong.
And then I'm going to switch over to Wee Beastie. I finally brought it to the office.
Dude, that's so good.
I don't know. I don't even know how I was able to find this in North Carolina. I have no idea. Just opened my door one day and it was on my doorstep, you know?
I don't know. I think I know somebody had something to do with it, but because I don't know the legalities of shipping liquor state to state, I'm just going to say I don't know how it got there. Maybe it's the Whiskey Ferry, and maybe the Whiskey Ferry lives in St. Augustine. Who fucking knows?
Who knows? Maybe Concord. I don't know where they live, but
they could. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Oh man,
yeah, I think it's gonna be a Old Forester 1920 night.
So tonight is this desk is crooked as fuck again.
Oh my god, here we go again.
So tonight is like a mellow night, right? It was Thanksgiving episode. We were going to maybe loosely talk about like, our favorite Thanksgiving foods or how we do it or whatever. Are we going to do the normal format, or because it's more of a lax night, are we going to be more interactive with the comments earlier?
Jeremy, I have surrendered. I agreed to do this podcast with you foolishly thinking that, I had any say in anything. And then
I do pretty well. I occasionally will glance, but I try to only say something if it's extremely pertinent, and I think it adds to the conversation. For the most part, I ignore 95% of what's going on until we get to the question and answer section at the end.
This is episode 10, and I think we've done 4 or 5 Friday night hangouts now, something like that.
Right.
And I don't think we've done one without you saying, I know we're not supposed to read the comments, but
no. Yeah, I mean, I mean, at least once I'll do it, right? But I try not too often, right? Like when we're doing the thing.
But you are drinking again tonight, so there's no hope.
Hey.
All bets are off because you're drinking tonight.
Hold on, bitches.
Before we go any further, what is the knife in your pocket?
What is it?
What's in your pocket tonight?
Oh, hold on. Let me get this here. Warmed up, bitch.
That Glencairn. Ooh.
Well, in a little Glen, because I saved my glass for the Octomore, and you can't put Octomore in anything. Like after you put Octomore in this, it has to be washed with soap before.
Yeah.
You can't do like a casual like water rinse and then pour something else in it, because it's still going to smell like fucking smoke. So I'm going to drink a little warmer up in this, and then I'm going to put the good whiskey in my favorite glass that some people gave me shit about because of the price. But
oh my God, here we go again. What's in your pocket? Damn it.
Same thing, man. Actually, this thing hasn't really left my pocket very much since I got it, because I know I say this every episode, dude, but I really love this knife. You know what? This reminds me. I wanted to ask you about this. Hold on. It's in my phone.
Okay, so while you're doing that,
because this is a knife that I saw the other day, and I was
my
like,
thumbs are so sore. I was explaining to Jeremy just a little bit earlier that Sabinza thumb is a thing. That anybody who's owned a Sabinza knows that Sabinza thumb is a thing. But then there is Umnumzan thumb, and it is, I can't even flick the knife open because my thumb is so sore. But this is what I'm carrying, the Umnumzan. Chris Reeve.
Umnumzan.
The Zan. So I've been eyeing this knife for a long time, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. I bought it new. Normally, I tend to try and buy knives used because you can get a lot of savings on them if you buy them used. But I ended up getting an Umnumzan brand new, and I'm actually carrying 2 knives today.
You said
it's kind of
is like South African, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It means the boss.
Why the fuck does it sound so like Chinese or Japanese?
I have no idea.
So does the other one.
I have no idea. But
what's the one that Chad has?
I don't know. Nkosi?
Nkosi. See, that sounds Japanese or Chinese too. Are you sure these are all South African words?
Yes. So the other knife is a fixed blade. So I got this. I guess it's called Roak, ROAC. So he made this sheath for me for my Bradford Guardian 3, and I've actually finally carried my Bradford Guardian 3. This nice little fixed blade. I'm having some issues with my focusing tonight. Hang on.
Your Sony's failing you.
No, I had the focus point from when I was shooting a video earlier. Forgot to reset that. But yeah, Bradford Guardian 3, sweet little fixed blade. I've not been able to carry it because I don't like the sheath, but now I can legally carry it in North Carolina because this is an open carry sheath that I can put in my pocket. But this is just a sweet little pocket sheath.
That is a sweet sheath.
So I'm going very tooly this week.
That's going to look cooler the older it gets too, because that's natural leather in the middle there. It's like a little bit of edge treatment or something.
It's a very high-end leather.
Dude, natural leather. I told you, bro. I told you.
So we're going some tooly stuff here, and then
natural leather.
I see what's on your wrist. I see what's on your wrist. You got your Oris on.
I'll give you that right there.
Bad motherfucker.
Come on, you know you love that. Yeah, Oris 65 Diver Bico.
I'm wearing the old Damasco, so I went super tooly today.
I may have, depending on, I may have a new watch for the podcast before too long.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Well, dude, because I keep waiting, and I'm just trying to wait to see how the year finishes out with taxes and everything, and then I'm gonna pull the plug on pull the trigger on the.
You've been saying the same thing about a Sabenza for.
I'm pulling the trigger on a Black Bay before I pull the trigger on a Sabenza. Let's just be fucking perfectly square about that. I've been wanting a Black Bay for a hot minute, and I've got a bunch of knives that I love. I've got watches that I love, but I have way more knives than I have watches. I only have like 3 or 4 good watches.
I actually only have 5 or 6 watches, so I don't have that many.
That's respectable. When you get up to that 5 or 6 mark, that's
I don't really want to.
You could almost wear a new watch every day of the week. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't really want to add too many more watches. I want a Speedy and maybe a couple more, but I don't really want a huge collection because I like being able to wear them all.
Right.
I don't like thinking or having to worry about, hey, I haven't worn this one in a month, but I also really want to wear this one. I get to the same point with knives. I've got probably 20 knives on my desk right now, and it just drives me crazy because in a perfect world, I would have like one knife, and it would probably be this one, the Unumzan. But I can't do that. I've chosen a career where I cannot do that.
I feel like 10. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get a little weird with hobbies, and not to say I wouldn't go over that, but I think 10 is a good number. And then just keep the ones that are your favorites and upgrade them until you have 10 just killer watches. Like, I feel like if you've got a collection of just 10 banger watches, that's a pretty solid collection. I say that when I get to 10, I'll be like 20. I feel like if you have 20 really good watches.
Well, when I first started selling off watches to get the Damasco, I sold like 12 or more watches. I think I had 18 or 19 watches at the time, and I sold down to like 8. And now I'm back up. Like, if you look at all of the watches I have, I don't consider the ones that have been sent as part of the collection, but the actual collection is just like 5 or 6 watches, I think. But it's expensive and it's a slippery slope.
I've never had, well, I only had one of these before. I'd never had this before. I bought 2 of them the other day at the store. It's called a La Serena, I think. But what a cool band on that thing, huh? It's like, that's a big daddy. And yes, I do V-cut even torpedo cigars a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take the lead here because you had some turkey stuff that you wanted to talk about.
No, before we go off to that, you almost made me forget, you motherfucker. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you had something to ask me. What was it?
Berg blades.
Yes. What about Berg blades?
I think I need one of those in my life.
Which one? The slim.
Probably the slim. I don't know. There's
it's
one.
It's not very slim. The name is deceiving. It is
not.
No,
I don't give a fuck if it's slim. Like,
no. I know. I'm saying it's very.
Is it as big as this knife?
Depends on which one you get. The Golem is as big as that. So the Golem is I think a custom. Then there's the Slim, which he did a production run of, and they're kind of hard to come by, but you can probably buy one used. And then there's the Mini Slim, which is almost like a mini sheepdog.
I saw somebody posted a picture of one. I think it was him. I don't remember where it came from the other day. And I was like, oh, it's like a more dope version of this knife that I'm carrying. Like, but
dude,
like,
I had one.
But it's also got a spidey hole. So
yeah,
like,
I had one a while back.
The only thing I don't love about this
dogs without a flipper tab and with a spidey hole.
Right.
They're coming out with one.
Oh,
they're coming out with a sheepdog in that configuration.
I thought you said it's like a sheepdog, but without the flipper tab. Spidey hole.
I mean, it is, but they're coming out with one as well. The Berg Blades Slim, the thing that I didn't like about the Slim is the way that the blade, the blade geometry on it was a little funky. I like the knife, but like with the sheepdog, the blade, you got a little bit of a belly on it, but for the most part, it's pretty flat. The Slim, if I remember, the blade kind of came up, like the edge termination kind of came up into where like the handle area was. Not into it, but you know what I mean? It came up above it. Maybe I'm misremembering. I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, I had a Slim. Yeah, I had a Slim for a while.
That's just a dope looking fucking knife.
Are they still in stock?
No.
Oh, yeah, they tend to sell out quickly.
No, I would have bought that already.
He had one in micarta. He did carbon fiber this time around, but the last run
the one I saw was micarta. It was like micarta and it had the bolster at the top or whatever you want to call it. And dude, it was just hot. I was like, oh God, I want that knife so bad.
And they are snappy. The detent is really strong on them. And when you flick it open, it's like thwack, almost like the Chavez was.
I'll probably get one of those before a Sabenza. I've just been in love with this shape since I've had it, man. I like the sheep's foot, kind of the thick sheep's foot style. It's great for opening boxes. I mean, it's great for like general EDC tasks, right? Like I know it's not as good as for piercing, and everybody's like, you can't stab anybody with it. I'm like, well, guess what? I don't fucking stab people with my knives. Right. That's not what I carry a knife for.
There is one thing about this knife that you would not like, in particular. The sound. I'm gonna flick it open. You ready? It's very tough to flick left-handed. I can't flick right-handed right now.
That sounded okay. Didn't seem annoying. Is there something about it?
Look. There's no sound.
Yeah, that did. Well, that's why I said it sounded okay, because I didn't really hear it. I thought it was just because you were holding it too far from the mic.
It's a very, very faint sound. Why
is it so quiet?
It's got O-rings on the thumb studs, and they're dampers. They're dampers. So
that's weird. Why do they do that?
Chris Reeve things, I guess. I don't know.
Huh.
It's just a damper, so it doesn't make a lot of noise, and I guess for wear purposes, because you have steel clanking up against titanium.
Huh.
I guess I don't know. But it's weird when you flick it open. It's like it's just very faint. It doesn't make much of a noise.
It kind of fucks with your head, right? Like when there's an action you do that you are conditioned to expect a certain noise, and you don't get that. You're like, what?
Well, it's polarized. It's like
if your dog went like this and you heard meow, you'd be like, what the fuck? Like that something's not right there.
Yeah, somebody said they are external stops. Yeah, they are stops. The thumb stud is a blade stop, but just after using the Sabenza, the acoustics of the Sabenza is just so good. It's like when you open a Sabenza, it kind of pops. It doesn't thwack. It's more of a sound. And I love the way the Sabenza sounds, but this one was very, very quiet.
I haven't had any whiskey in like 2 weeks. So just for anybody who says that I'm like an alcoholic, go fuck yourself. I haven't had any for 2 weeks, and I've had zero issues not drinking.
Let's be honest.
What?
Let's be honest. You would have drank in the last 2 weeks if you weren't on.
For fucking sure. But
don't say it like it was a choice thing.
No, my point is though, like true alcoholics can't go 2 weeks without drinking. Like those motherfuckers don't care if they're on antibiotics or not. They're like, bitch, I'm drinking. They get the DTs and stuff when they
get the shakes.
Right. I had zero. I don't drink. I only drink probably. Now I'll give you, when I'm not on antibiotic stuff, I probably drink 5 to 6 nights a week. Right. Probably. But it's like probably 2 ounces of liquor. Like it's probably like a couple 1 ounce pours of whiskey over the evening with a cigar. It's not like enough to even register. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get comments every now and then about my alcohol problems on the channel, and I'm like, I have like 3 beers a week or like 3 or 4 glasses of whiskey.
Right.
A week, maybe.
But nevertheless, this is my first one in a couple weeks, and goddamn, every time I drink this stuff, I forget how good it smells. Oh, God.
You've turned me into an Old Forester believer. Oh, while we're on the topic of knives really quickly, I just want to share this one. I showed you this before we went live, but this is one of my new gets this week, and it is sweet. This is a Ridian Wave. I can't even remember what it is. It's a mid-lock, so it's a backlock knife with a thumb stud. I cut my thumb or my finger open, but this thing is Wave Midlock, Rogue Wave Midlock. There we go. I don't know why I can't remember the name of this thing, but this is a really sweet little.
Hold on, I can't see it. I was over doing something else.
Little custom knife. I already showed you.
Oh yeah,
showing the other people.
Show me that.
And this right here is a Zerk shield.
What is Zerk?
Zirconium.
Oh,
but yeah, you know when I said that my thumb is really sore. Look at this. From all the thumb studs this week, there's a split down the middle of my thumb and like an indentation.
Huh.
Dude, it sucks. So Jeremy, you're on your phone. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. I thought you were showing the knife, so I thought I had a second. That's my bad.
I just showed it.
See, you depend on me too much to carry this.
No, I just told you that this
when I'm not taking you off the rails all the time, you don't know what to do. You're like, hold on, he's giving me the fucking stage. He's not taking me off the rails. I don't know what to do.
Fill the dead air with some sound bites of your voice. Anyway, you wanted to talk about.
He says you millennial.
You wanted to talk about.
I'm so far off a millennial, it's not even funny.
Turkey is what you wanted to talk about.
I talk about the fact that, okay, let's be honest. And, I'm glad to hear. It was funny. I was actually watching Instagram today. And
that is the most boomer thing I've ever heard somebody say. I was watching Instagram today.
Yeah, because it was Tom had like one of those fucking like Tom Segura. He had like a 5-minute clip on there that you click it and it goes to like, it's almost like a YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I was you weren't watching Tom Segura. You were watching Instagram. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, go fuck yourself. I was watching Tom Segura on Instagram. Okay, and you derailed me from the point, dick face. And it's anyway. He was talking about, he's like, you know what? Why does everybody think you have to eat turkey on Thanksgiving? He's like, I'm a fucking adult. I'll eat whatever I want on Thanksgiving. I don't fucking like turkey. Last year we had steak. My wife's like, what do you want for? He's like, what are you going to send me to the principal's office? I'm an adult. I can eat what the fuck I want. And dude, I think it's a valid point. Turkey kind of sucks, right?
Yes and no. I would say that like 90% of turkey sucks.
Right.
I fucking love the smoked legs that you get at like Renaissance fairs and the fair and carnivals and shit. That they don't eat those all fucking day.
Well, here's the thing though. It's more that's the best way turkey can be, not that it's really that fucking great, right? Like, yeah, I agree. And we'll get into that. We're talking about the way I much prefer to smoke a turkey over the traditional baked turkey or fry a turkey, right? Fried turkey and smoked turkey destroy.
That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it.
Right. But that being said, even a smoked turkey, I would much rather have a fucking smoked pork shoulder or Boston butt, as most people call. I would much rather have that any day of the week over fucking smoked turkey. Right. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's just turkey's all right. Like, yeah, if you smoke it, you can make it okay, but it's still not as good as like fucking brisket.
I had my first, well, yeah, I mean, brisket's a next level sort
of
deal.
You know what I'm saying? Or pork.
I had my first
literally any turkey. Other kind of barbecue.
I had my first smoked turkey last weekend. So we did an early Thanksgiving thing, and because everything was just kind of, it's been chaos this whole year, so nobody was really doing anything really high effort for Thanksgiving. So we bought a smoked turkey, which is not what this side of the family normally does. I mean, normally they have a roasted turkey and a deep fried turkey, but rather than go that route, because deep frying a turkey, let's be honest, is just a mess and a pain in the ass. They bought a smoked turkey and it was fucking good. Like, not just okay, it was good.
No, here's the thing. And it is, right? And Mr. MB Wild just said cider brine turkey is incredible. Look, I brine my turkeys and all that. And I agree. It is good. If you brine a turkey properly, which is a big part of your turkey turning out properly, right? Is that you brine it and whatnot. I've done several different brines. I've done the cider brine. I did this other one that was like this brine mix I got from Costco that had all these seasonings and salt and all this stuff. I've done several different kinds of brines, and it is. And then you smoke that bitch. It's really good. It's good. I would argue it's still not as good as a fucking good piece of brisket, though.
I'm not going to argue that point.
You know what I'm saying?
We don't have much to talk about here because I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. Yeah. I'd rather have just a plain steak over just about any turkey. But if it's Thanksgiving and people are sticking to their traditions, please, for the love of God, smoke it or deep fry it. Do something.
Don't bake that shit.
It's so bland and boring. I'd rather have chicken. Just get a bunch of big chickens and I'm happy. Like, speaking of chicken, can I tell you something?
Yeah, please do.
That I learned this week from my brother-in-law.
Oh, you're learning.
I learned something.
Holy shit. Save the neck for me, Clark.
Do you know what it is about Chick-fil-A? In fact, Alex's dad brought Chick-fil-A for us tonight, which was super clutch because I did not have time to worry about dinner. Do you know what makes their chicken taste so good? You're not going to believe me, I don't think, unless you already know this.
The fact that it's fucking fried?
No. The chicken. So if you take the bread off, chicken, even their grilled chicken, it's brined. But do you know how they brine it?
Orange juice?
No, dude. I was like, no way.
Coke? Pepsi? Something weird? I'm just trying to
weird. I want to see if anybody else can guess it or if they know.
Pickle juice.
Yeah, pickle juice.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, I did know that actually. I did. Now that you said that, yeah, I did know that because my brother-in-law has a Chick-fil-A copycat recipe for the nuggets that he does, and he talked about the pickle juice situation.
Dude, pickle juice brine is my new favorite thing.
Yeah, here's the thing though. I don't really like Chick-fil-A as much as I used to.
I mean, I don't like it a ton. I eat it once in a while.
I used to really like it. I used to really like it, and then I had the fucking Popeyes chicken sandwich, the spicy.
I still haven't tried that.
Dude, I had the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich, and I was like, okay, Chick-fil-A can go fuck itself. Like, Chick-fil-A is officially not even on my fucking radar after having that sandwich. Now, their nuggets still are. I still like a Chick-fil-A nugget, but the Chick-fil-A sandwich can go fuck its mother. Like, that thing's a piece of shit next to that Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I never tried a Popeyes chicken sandwich, and the reason was I sat in a drive-through line for over 30 minutes one day.
30? Well, because people were fighting over the motherfuckers, dude. People were getting violent.
And nobody felt it was important to tell the line that was going down the road and causing a traffic jam that they were out of sandwiches. Nobody thought that was important. So I sat there and then I got salty about it. I'm like, you know what? Fuck Popeyes. I'm not sitting in a line like this again. And they came back in stock or whatever. And I'm like, nah, I don't even care. I'm going to Chick-fil-A because I'm always in a hurry. And that line at Chick-fil-A could be a half mile long and it's going to take like 10 minutes max. Dude, and Popeyes is just fucking slow. Everyone I've ever been to.
I love the ladies that work at our Popeyes. They take zero shit. It is fucking hilarious. Every time we go in there, they get in somebody's ass. It's so fucking fun. They take zero shit and it cracks me up. I laugh every time I go into that Popeyes.
I had to mark that just for a soundbite later.
What?
Every time we go in there, they get into somebody's ass.
Oh, dude, they do. Like, what was it the one time? My wife always jokes and brings up. They're like asking something about if they had burgers or something. And they're like, no, we're a fried chicken place. And they just, if somebody asks a stupid question, they're going to get a stupid fucking answer. And it's great. It's like, they're not concerned about customer service. If you ask a dumb fucking question, you're going to get a dumb answer. And I appreciate that.
Dude, I will never forget the one time I went to Taco Bell with my late friend. He passed away a few years ago, but he was a vegan. No, that's going to trigger you, Jeremy. But we were going through Taco Bell and he asked for a bean burrito. That's all he said. She's like, hey, can I help you? And he's like, can I get a bean burrito? And that woman just fucking went off on us. And she's like, we're out of beans. And I'm like, Jesus. Holy shit.
Well,
and he's like,
unnecessary.
Okay. He's like, okay. And she's like, we're out of BEANS. And just started going off. And he's like, okay, well, that means I can't eat anything in here. And he starts driving off. And she's yelling out the window at us. Like, that was the whole interaction.
Wow.
I will never forget that. Like,
that is so aggressive. Like, no, I mean, they're not like that at people, like over like a question, like, can I have spicy chicken? We're out of the spicy. Like, they don't get all crazy for no reason. But like, you know, normally if you go to a place, if somebody asks a dumb fucking question, because you're in a customer service role to a certain extent, well, no, sir, ma'am, we don't, you know, we're a chicken place. We don't have any other thing, you know, whatever. Dude, those ladies in there are old school. They don't give a fuck. They're like, we're a fried chicken place. I'm like, get them. Good old Southern women, dude.
Have you ever used like a fast food place for like a Thanksgiving meal? Because I know there are some places that'll do a deep fried turkey and you can buy the whole turkey there.
No, I always did my own stuff, deep fried or smoked or whatever. Deep fried can be really good if you like do like the butter, you inject the butter and stuff in it. And then one year we took and put slits in it and put jalapenos down in there. And then we put this butter bacon rub under the skin. It's like you make like butter bacon. So you take raw bacon and then like a bunch of butter and a food processor, and you make this paste, and then you pack it under the skin of the turkey. And dude,
Jesus Christ,
dude, it's so good.
That is, well, yeah. It also
so
takes
good.
like 5 years off your life every time you eat it.
Yeah, it is so good. You could do the same thing with smoked turkey. That butter bacon stuff you put under the skin of the turkey, and as the smoke
butter
the cooking,
bacon. That is the most American thing I've ever heard in my life,
dude. And it's
butter bacon,
fantastic.
Other than deep fried butter, which I've never tried. I've seen it, but I've never tried it. It sounds disgusting.
No, you get butter and raw bacon raw because you're going to put it under. It's going to cook, so you don't need to cook it. Raw bacon and butter in a food processor and turn it into like a I don't know. It's like a pasty kind of shit. And then you know, because you can kind of separate the skin from the meat if you run your hand under there, make a little pocket, and then just smear it all on the breasts because the breasts are kind of dry. Right? I know you're marking because I said smear the butter on the breast. You motherfucker. I saw you reaching for the board. I'm like, he's putting a goddamn flag. He's putting a flag. You some bitch.
I'm still like kind of blindsided by this butter bacon thing. Like,
dude, it's delicious. Sometimes I'll put a little cayenne pepper in it also, so you get a little spiciness in the butter and stuff. And all that butter as you're smoking the turkey or frying it, it works better with smoked. It slowly melts down into the meat and kind of keeps it nice and basted with that buttery bacon goodness. And dude, it comes out very, very nice.
Dude, I have to say I've never actually made food for Thanksgiving because I'm still just kind of in that part of my life where somebody else always hosts. I bring a dish. I think we did a big fruit bowl for the one that we had last weekend. It was actually a really good fruit bowl because it wasn't like your typical shit. It was like pomegranate and mandarins and lime juice and a bunch of different shit.
That's some weird shit,
dude.
They're like little
pomegranate
seeds.
Fuck pomegranate. I love the way it tastes. It stained my hand. My hand is still black, and that was a week and a half ago. Like, fuck that thing.
That's too funny, man.
But yeah, I've never really had to prepare turkey ever. So I really don't have much of a preference as far as like how I cook it because I just don't. But if somebody put me in charge of a Thanksgiving, I don't think I'd do turkey. I'd do ham. I like ham.
Ham would be good. I still say Tom go blah, 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 fucking stroke one. Go Tom Segura on it. In the fact that why do we have to stick to the traditional shit? Why has it got to be turkey? Why can't you make just a big old rack of ribs and a brisket for Thanksgiving? Why the fuck does it matter? As long as the whole point of Thanksgiving is to celebrate, like give thanks for the whole fucking situation that we're all here and talking about the sharing of food, the pilgrims, the Indians, the whole thing, right? Why has it got to be turkey?
Tradition, I guess, that nobody even really knows why we do anything anymore. So
I don't even think they fucking ate turkey back then. I bet you they had venison and shit.
Probably, which would be a lot better.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, get you some fucking backstrap. Wouldn't you rather have some good backstrap over some dry ass fucking turkey? Come on,
dude. For most of my life, I had super dry turkey. The family that I grew up in, like, they like to really cook the shit out of their meats. And some of the stuff they make is amazing, like chicken pie and stuff like that. We always have stuff like that for Thanksgiving. But the raw meats, not raw, but you know what I mean, just the plain turkey, steak, whatever they're cooking, it's like cooked to death. And yeah, man, it made me hate turkey. My mom was really good about it, though. She would rotisserie.
My dad likes his turkey dry and bland. Every year we have to bake one for him just because he's like, this has got too much flavor. I need it dry and bland.
That does sound like a very Jeremy Sayers thing. So maybe you two are some, like, you definitely are related, but I'm just saying more alike than I would have.
Oh, we're certainly related.
Well, yeah, your dad.
Yeah, exactly.
But my mom did a good job. She would always brine and baste and rotisserie. But yeah, I always preferred ham over turkey. But I would definitely like to do like a big butt for sure.
I would say turkey is my least favorite meat.
I'd have to think about it because I've had.
There's no thinking. It's my least favorite. What other meat is worse than turkey?
Sometimes eel, if you want to consider that meat.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I like sushi with eel on it. It's good.
I got sick on it one time and it kind of ruined it.
I mean, that's any seafood, man. You get sick on seafood one time and you're going to be fucking hating life. It's a miserable situation.
Any kind of fishy fish and I'm out.
Yeah. Well, I'm excluding seafood when I say that. I mean, like mammal type situation, right? Like, chicken, turkey, pork, lamb, beef. I mean, what? They're all better. They're all better than turkey. They're all better. I mean,
I saw somebody in chat mention alligator.
Alligator's good. Alligator tail.
Yeah, I love.
A little chewy. It can be a little chewy. You got to be careful with how you prepare it. But
there's a place near here called Razoo's, which the restaurant in and of itself is not that great because it's just like deep fried everything. Uh-huh. You get a salad and they put deep fried shit on your salad, like it. But they have a grilled gator tail, which is to die for.
I've never had it grilled. And I live in Florida where gators are fucking everywhere and gator tail is a plentiful. And I've only ever had it fried. That's like the only way we ever eat it. We cube it up into little chunks and fry it. I mean, that's just the way we eat it.
Yeah, this is cubed, but it's Cajun style and it's not deep fried.
I'll try that sometime. I'm sure it probably is. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, dude, literally anything. I prefer wild turkey over domestic turkey.
You're talking about the whiskey?
Well, for sure the whiskey, but like turkey, like go turkey hunting in the woods. Those turkeys, they're very different. They don't look like traditional domestic turkeys or whatever the fuck you call what we eat from the grocery store.
Yep.
That meat has flavor. Some would call it gamey, whatever, but
it's definitely gamey.
But at least it's got some flavor. That's the problem with turkey is it's got no flavor. It's so bland.
Well, I mean, chicken's not very different in that regard. Like
not hugely.
Because we were talking about this, and this is going to get a little weird. It's definitely going to get a little weird. But about 7, 8, maybe 9 months ago, my Discord server, we got on the topic of chicken sashimi.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I got a buddy that'll do that shit. We'll be cooking chicken. He's like, "That chicken done?" I'm like, "No, dude, it's not even close." No.
I mean, like raw chicken.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It'll be raw and he'll grab it off the fucking grill and eat it. You mean like cold raw sashimi. But I'm just saying, I got a buddy that'll eat that shit like that. And you get sick as fuck eating raw chicken.
Like beef tartare and stuff, like not cooked, like just raw, not rare, raw. But this is a thing in Japan where I think genetically the chickens are a little different and you don't run the risk of salmonella. So it's not as much of a risk, but that doesn't even matter. Like
they
looks
also eat
gross.
That fucking fish over there that like can kill you if they fillet it wrong, and they think that's a good idea. Like,
but the chicken, the thing about it is like salmon is my favorite thing.
Salmon's great.
Raw salmon is my favorite thing.
I prefer cooked, but I can eat it raw.
It tastes way better raw than it does cooked. But
all raw meat except for beef has a little bit of a texture thing for me.
Well, yeah, it's got a slimy texture, but I could live off just raw salmon. Seriously. Like, I mean, I might end up getting mercury poisoning eventually or something.
Well, there's that. And then there's the whole thing about like worms, because a lot of fish, you can get worms from raw fish if it's not like sushi grade and all that, which is why it just weirds me out a little bit to fuck with raw fish. Like, I know supposedly if you get sushi grade and stuff, it's all squared away. And I think they even like do some kind of like flash freezing that kills anything in it. So then there's something done to ensure, but there's that fucking worm that gets in your brain and shit from eating. Like, I'm out, dude. Like, I'm just not that interested.
All I'm saying, the point that I was trying to make is salmon is delicious.
It is
by itself with nothing. It's just delicious.
Sure.
Chicken. Have you ever just cooked chicken and not put anything on it? Not even like olive oil, like nothing.
Yeah. Dude, it's fucking bland, bro.
Gross. It's so bland. Disgusting.
It's super, especially if you overcook it. It gets dry and bland. It tastes like you're chewing on cotton. You're like,
like who wants that? And that's the same thing with turkey. And I think a lot of the difference is that like every time I cook chicken, if I'm cooking chicken at home, I'm cooking it with butter and garlic and all these other things.
The things.
When you're talking about a Thanksgiving turkey, even if you brine it for fucking ever, you're not getting that penetration and not getting that much seasoning stuff on it. Like it's just not ever going to be as flavorful unless you do something like smoke it or deep fry it. This is making me think of. I feel like we're like the Mark Zuckerberg smoked meats video. Have you ever seen that?
Here's what I'll say. There's one meat that I can pretty much not put a fucking thing on, and it's still good. Beef.
Raw salmon.
Beef.
Oh yeah, dude.
Beef is the perfect meat. Fight me. That shit is delicious. Okay. Beef is great. It's great just by itself. If you got a good steak, you ain't even got to put nothing on that shit. You can just cook it off. Now, don't get me wrong. It's better with a little salt and pepper, some garlic. Dude, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm completely convinced that guy's a fucking alien.
Have you ever seen this video?
Look how weird he is.
Have you seen this?
Where is he at?
In his backyard or somebody's backyard?
How does his backyard look like that?
I don't know. But
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way that looks, but that looks like my backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude's got trillions of fucking dollars. You would think he would have like a goddamn.
He's got an island. He has his own island.
That's what I'm saying.
Hawaii.
And like, I'm just looking at like a fence and a green egg.
All right, so don't talk for a sec, because if you talk, you're going to echo. But just listen to this if you haven't heard it already.
All right.
Hey everyone!
Can you hear it?
Live from my backyard, where I am smoking a brisket and some ribs.
Just watch for a second.
I'm making meat.
It's so good.
Smoking these meats here. Our little meat smoking. It's smoking. So I'm the meat chef. Yeah. Someone asked me, "Do I smoke meat?" Smoking meat. Smoking these meats. Smoking meats earlier in the day. Smoking these meats, just set the charcoal up, set the
what the fuck
up, and then smoking meats, grilling meats, good smoky flavor. Smoke a brisket for like 12 hours. You smoke lemon chicken, smoke salmon, you'll love it. Bison sirloin, ribs and sausage. So I'm looking forward to that.
Dude, smoked sausage is legit. That's for real.
I don't know how long that live stream was, but this is just a clip from the live stream that he did. And it's just, he says smoking meats and smoking these meats and meats and smoked salmon and just smoking these meats like 800 times. I think it was like a 30-minute live stream.
He's an alien, bro. I'm telling you, that guy.
Did you ever see him surfing?
Oh God, no. It's probably awkward as fuck.
This was
he just seems like a super awkward guy. And he also, and I'm going to trigger some vegans here. He also looks vegan. So I'm surprised that because he's kind of pale and thin. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of surprised that he is all about the meat. And I'm not trying to piss vegans off. Like, it's all good, but
dude, his whole face, I don't know what he did, but his whole face.
I think that's zinc, bro. I think he
covered his whole face.
Well, hey man, melanoma's a motherfucker. Okay. He's being super careful.
But he's riding an electric surfboard, which I didn't know was a thing until I saw this.
I mean, that actually looks pretty cool.
With a sweater. He's wearing a hoodie, surfing with zinc covering his entire face. He's like, this is what humans do.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, he could definitely pull that off a little cooler, right? Like, not have zinc all over your face. The electric surfboard's kind of dope, though. Like, I've seen pictures of guys just like booking down a river, just and it looks kind of fun, actually.
I didn't know they existed until recently, but they are expensive. They're like 10 grand, I think.
What?
Yeah,
I'm not a boat for that.
I think that you can rent them. Like Charlotte, there's a rental thing for like Lake Norman. You can rent an electric surfboard. They're called ocean boards. No, I don't know how it's pronounced.
10 grand. You can buy a boat for 10 grand. It's a fucking board with a motor. How in the hell is that 10 grand? That doesn't make any sense.
I think that's how much they are.
Okay, well then they can fucking take those and shove them right up their ass, because that, I mean, come on, 10 grand?
Yeah, they're 10 grand.
What, dude? I mean, is it just me or does that seem kind of crazy?
Well, yeah.
Is that a light socket? Doesn't that look like a light socket?
So this is in not US dollars, but I don't know if here we go. See if we can switch to US dollars.
It's an alien currency that Mark Zuckerberg has.
Yes. That's exactly what it is. No, it's not going to give us US dollars.
It's an imperial credits.
So that's actually probably closer to like
Star Wars humor for you there, Taylor. Imperial credits.
What is that? That Pokemon?
With it's a Mandalorian thing. I still can't believe you don't like the Mandalorian. I can't even get on that subject because I'll just get aggravated.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Hold on, wait for it. Oh God. Hold on, just let me have a moment.
Let's see.
It's so good. This gets a special glass. This
$12,000 US.
Yeah, dude, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, that's what they cost. I mean, there's more than one version.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, 12 grand, which I don't even know. I don't understand because you can make one. Like you could easily make one for far less than that. It's like it's like the boosted boards. They're $1,000, $1,500. You could make one for $200.
I really want a one wheel, by the way.
I do too. I have a boosted board. I never ride it anymore. In fact, I remember a time when I was riding my boosted board around the warehouse here, and I'm on the phone with you.
And dude, and you flew off that bitch.
Dude, I hit a rock and it sent me flying. I landed on my feet and I ran it out, but my AirPods went in different directions. It took me like 2 or 3 minutes to go round them up. I had to go find everything. And I picked them up, I put them in my ears, and Jeremy didn't even skip a beat. He didn't even know I wiped out. He just kept talking through the whole ordeal. I was like, I saw my life flash before my eyes, and Jeremy was just still going, griping about who knows what. But
have you ever had Octomore?
Have I had Octomore? Dude, I can barely get like.
I didn't know if maybe you had it at a bar or something sometime.
I can barely. Dude, the bar I went to has.
You have a better selection than the bar you went to in your area.
Yeah, way better. Way better selection.
Oh God, dude. It's just, this stuff smells like, it's so smoky, and it's like cured meat smokiness.
Smoking these meats? Are you smoking these meats? Smoking these meats.
So I hope
you're enjoying smoked meats.
I got some smoked sausage over here. I got some fucking brisket for about 12 hours smoking these meats. Dude, speaking of, I got to get this because my whole upstairs smells like smoked meat. And you're
all right, Mark.
It's
what
smoking
are you
these meats.
Suck now?
Smoking these meats. No, my whole upstairs. I'm serious. Like I might have to keep it outside. I wanted to hang it in this room. This thing that I'm going to show you, I got to get it. It's just right on the other side of here. But it's so strong. Like a buddy of mine sent it to me, and hold on.
I'm so confused. I don't even know what to expect.
It's right here. It's not far. Hold on.
I don't even know what to expect. In fact, I never know what to expect with Jeremy. I called him the other day just to say hello and ask him what he wanted to do this week for the podcast. And that turned into a 45-minute discussion about how mad he is about something. I don't even know. I zoned out for like half of the conversation, and half of the conversation was me going, Jeremy, I've got to go. I've seen my daughter for like 10 minutes today, and she's about to go to bed. And Jeremy continues on with the same story he told me for like the 5th time. Okay, what is
plastic?
This?
It's in a plastic bag. A buddy of mine that's in the industry sent this to me, and I was going to hang it up in here because I thought it looked cool and it was fitting.
What is that? What the hell? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Dude, that is an entire Kentucky fire-cured tobacco leaf.
Wow. Dude, that's a huge tobacco leaf.
Yeah, it's got the thing where they hang them from. And
I grew up on a tobacco farm, and those are some massive fucking leaves.
They hang these up in a barn, and they have fires under them, and they smoke them, and they have this. I mean, dude, it smells just like smoked meat. I mean, that's what it smells like. It smells like you're grilling something up here.
Looks like a meat curtain is what it looks like a nasty old meat curtain.
Dude, if you see some stuff that looks like this, you need to run far and fast, bro. I mean, far and fast. But I was gonna hang it up like on the wall or something because I mean, it is like a cigar room, and this is like a proper Kentucky fire cured tobacco leaf. But man, it's so fucking strong. Like I'm hoping it like fumes out a little bit. I mean, it smells good, but it's pungent, bro. Pungent.
Yeah, you could make your own cigar with that. You think you?
Oh, for sure.
You're gonna do it?
I don't know that I would be any good at that, man. Have you ever seen people roll cigars?
No.
Like it's a fucking thing, man. It's a
it's not just something anybody can just grab and do.
Can I just tell you that I really enjoyed the last cigar I had? I know you already know that, but I really wish I could smoke one right now. Are you even smoking one tonight? I mean, I know you had it, but I've not seen you smoking.
Yeah, no, I've been puffing on it. Okay, sorry. Ooh, yeah. So anyway,
that is actually a good point. Somebody said, I want to know what Taylor's childhood on a tobacco farm was like. So we leased the land out to the farmers. When my dad was growing up, he was a tobacco farmer, but I only ever just played in the tobacco fields. I never had to prime tobacco. I never had to do anything really, just play and drive my dirt bikes around the fields. So my favorite part, though, was the smell. Always, when I was growing up, my favorite part was the smell.
Smells great.
It smells great. And I grew up just a few miles from one of the biggest tobacco plants in the world at the time, which
tobacco smells good, man.
The RJR, dude, when they would
really
release
does.
their smokestacks from curing, oh my God, it smelled so good.
Dude, it
It's
smells
my
great.
favorite smell. So right now, where my current office is, I'm like a few miles from one of the biggest coffee roasters in America, which they don't roast great coffee. They're really not good at coffee, but the smell is still really good. So
The only time that the smell sucks is we have one here in downtown Jacksonville. I think it's Folgers or whatever, Maxwell House. It's one of these. When they're roasting the coffee, it smells good. When they're done, they do some kind of cleaning process.
Mhm.
They burn out the roasters or do something, and it kind of fucking stinks. But when they're roasting coffee, it smells great.
the one near me is S&D, and they
S&D. What else?
S&D. They roast for, I think, every Dunkin', every McDonald's. Dude, they roast so much coffee. Just about any time of day you drive by, you're going to smell coffee, which is really great. It smells great, but the coffee that they roast is not good. But yeah, my favorite thing growing up, one of my favorite memories growing up was the smell of RJR releasing the smokestacks when they would curing. Like,
Hold on. I'm going to do the whiskey sandwich. Hold on. They were talking about this last night on the Bourbon Junkies, the whiskey sandwich. It's sip of whiskey, puff a cigar, sip of whiskey. It's the whiskey sandwich. And this is I've been just sniffing it and savoring it, just waiting for the first sip. It's gonna be so good.
You have talked so much about this whiskey. I hope it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm waiting for actual words.
If you like Isla, this stuff will bring a tear to your eye.
Wow. Now, I hear you say that, and I also know that you really prefer Wee Beastie, and I prefer the Ardbeg tin, so I don't know how to feel about this.
No, dude, this stuff, it's so smoky that it goes to meaty. It goes to almost savory. And then on the back end, because it's a higher proof and there's a lot of oil in it, if I'm not mistaken, it's a very oily whiskey. So it kind of coats your mouth. And then on the finish, it goes really sweet. So it's kind of goes through this like peppery, smoky, savory, meaty kind of thing. And then it rolls off into like a sweet, smoky flavor, which I know that's kind of weird because not often do you have sweet, smoky things, but it's got a very sweet finish on it. And it is fucking delicious.
It's great to know because I'll never get to try it.
When I'll send you I'll send you some of it when I send you the samples for the podcast with the junkies.
How many bottles are you sending?
Well, 3
samplers.
now. I was going to send you 2 because the junkies are sending you 2, and then
this is that thing that Jeremy explained to me for the 5th time. That's what I was talking about when you were away.
Alex M. Yes, it is Octomore 10 year. Yes, and Operator 6 just said he had that I had a wait. He said he had one or I had one. Jeremy has just had no. Yes, you're right. I did have a mangasm. I thought you were saying you had one. Dude, yeah, it's so good. I mean, it's just really, really delightful whiskey. If you like smoky stuff, if you don't like smoky whiskey, you'd fucking hate it. Like you would absolutely hate it. My wife would think that it tastes like dog shit, but if you like smoky whiskey, you can't beat it, man. It's one of the better ones I've ever had.
I actually can't wait to switch over to the Ardbeg. I'm going to follow up the Ardbeg with just a little bit of Port Charlotte just to
Port Charlotte is like one step below Octomore.
because Port Charlotte is considered their heavily peated.
Yeah, it's pretty heavily peated.
And this is considered their super heavily peated.
Dang. Okay.
Can you
super heavily peated?
Can you wait.
No, you're not focusing. Let's focus on that ugly mug of yours.
Probably too small. Yeah. So Port Charlotte is heavily peated, and then that is super heavily peated. So it's just one step up the peat notch. But it's the same Bruichladdich. So I mean, it's the same people.
Yeah.
So if you like Port Charlotte, you would probably really like that. Do you like the Port Charlotte? I mean, you drink it almost every time we're on the podcast. I'm assuming you at least are fond of it.
Well, it was that, or I didn't have another Isla here, so it was that or the Lafroig. Right. And Lafroig, after coming back to it, as I said, is not one of my favorites. So
he said, Anders Snooze. Is that what that says? Anders Snooze?
Anders Snooze, yeah.
Anders Snooze? I prefer heavily bourboned. Hey, man, I feel you. I've said this many times. I come from a bourbon background, and for a long time, I didn't care for Scotch.
And then you met me, and then you were...
Well, what it was, and I've talked about this before.
Introduced to the light.
Well, I've talked about this before, is...
Scotch is better than bourbon.
Okay, now that's a bold statement there, Cotton. You need to calm down with that one. Like,
hey, it's just truth, okay?
I think when I had Scotch early on. What did you just fucking spit?
It was some really good whiskey, but I don't know why it caught me so off guard. It's Anders. His name is Anders in the US, but we're sitting here saying Anders Snooze. I don't know why that was so funny, but as I read it, I just could not control that.
Anders in US. Yeah, that makes more sense than Anders Snooze. I don't know why the fuck I said Anders Snooze.
Dude, I just sprayed 1920 over it.
I'm partially illiterate.
Oh my god! I had 1920 in my beard.
Oh,
I don't even know why that was so funny to me. I read it.
Look at Patrick Messinger.
Did you getting that one right?
I think so. Fuck. I'm gonna go like Dan and just own the fact that I'm gonna pronounce all this shit incorrectly. Octomore is the only whiskey he has ever given a 100 rating. See, I'm telling you, man, it's special stuff.
Nice.
That's I don't know why that was so funny to me. I was looking over the comments and I see on this. I can see in my peripheral go, and I'm like, did he just ruin his microphone with shooting whiskey all down it?
It's all over everything. Oh man.
But anyway, what I was saying, I think some of the scotches I had early on in my whiskey drinking was shitty Scotch, right? And I think it put a bad taste in my mouth for Scotch. So for years, I didn't go back to it because I was just like, no, man, that stuff tastes like dick. It's just not good. Tastes like
the first Scotch I ever had was Dewar's.
Right.
Dewar's white label.
And that's probably what I had. Some kind of, I don't even remember what it was, but it was probably some super medicinal, no flavor, just nasty fucking iodine, Scotch with no real. And so it just turned me off. I didn't have it for a long time, but then not long after me and you started talking, I started dabbling back in it pretty strong. And
probably because I was crushing so hard on Lafroig, or not Lafroig, Lagavulin still.
I had gotten into some good ones before we met, where I had started to turn the corner before we met, but then definitely after I started diving much deeper into it. And now, man, I'm about 50-50, like for when I drink Scotch compared to when I drink bourbon. I drink them almost evenly.
I still really want to try an Irish whiskey that I like, but I've not found one that I like. I know we've talked about this before, but
I'm in the same boat, man. I can't find one that I dig. Everybody keeps telling me
Proper 12,
Redbreast cask strength.
Not Proper 12. I heard it's great.
Redbreast cask strength is one that a lot of people have told me I would probably like, and then Green Spot are the two that seem to be the ones that every time I say I haven't found a Irish whiskey that I like, that's the one people always seem to recommend. It's kind of expensive though, man. That Redbreast was like $100 and some a bottle, which I don't have a hard time spending $100 on a bottle of whiskey at all, except for the fact that
on something that like historically you've not liked.
Exactly. That's where I'm like, like I dropped way more than that on Octomore and didn't think twice about it. But on something that historically I have not cared for, it's like, if I don't like this, I'm going to be bummed out about that.
I see some people mentioning Johnny Walker. I'm not a huge fan of Johnny Walker, but I've not had it, and I'll say probably about 2 years.
I need to try it again.
Yeah, that opinion is not relevant, I'll say.
I need to try it again. I haven't had Johnny Walker in a very long time. I was not overly impressed with it the last time I had it, but I'm in the same boat as you, Taylor, in the fact that it's been a long time, and I feel like your taste is constantly evolving. Stuff that I didn't like 5 years ago, I really like now. So,
hell, 2 weeks ago, cigars tasted like ashtrays to me because I was smoking them too hot. So
you were sucking them things too hard, son. I like what I was telling you, and just for the people that are in here, most of the time, the mistake people make isn't that they're. I'm trying to think how to do this without giving you a bunch of sound bites. Most of the time, the problem, it isn't the veracity at which they're pulling on the cigar that is the issue with them overheating it. It's usually the frequency.
Yeah.
They pull too often. They don't give the cigar enough time to calm down in between puffs.
Well, let me tell you, that sure as shit was not the problem I had, because I end up talking too much and the cigar goes out way too many times. So part of the problem was having to relight, right? On a relight, it's very often that you can, I guess, burn. And
by the way, can you announce to the stream or to the audience of you have a favorite cigar now? It's one of my favorites, budget cigars, and I'm amazed that this was your pick, but I'm extremely pleased that you found.
Well, okay, I don't want to say that it's one of my favorite. It is one of the favorites that I've smoked, but I think the difference is kind of turning that corner and getting past whatever stupid shit I was doing before. Anyway, it is the New World.
The AJ Fernandez New World. Dude, it's a fantastic cigar. I always have some of those in my humidor. Always. And it's like a $5 stick. For the price, I will argue it's hard to beat that cigar.
Yeah, it's hard to beat. It was a bit of a mind trick because it is so dark, the one I had.
Yep.
It is, because you expect it to be really intense, but it wasn't. And somebody asked about the Cookie Monster. The Cookie Monster was good, but I couldn't keep it lit. And I heard that there were other people with that same problem. So it's really kind of hit or miss on the Cookie Monster, I think. But I liked it. But I definitely like the ring gauge and the size of the New World that I had, which was a 5.5 by 55.
Yeah, those are. This is my favorite. Hold on.
Which wrapper? Trust. I'm a cigar noob, guys. So hang on. I can send you I can pull up a picture of what I had. But that's about as
my
good as I
can size. Do. This is a 5.5 by 55 torpedo.
Okay, so the one I had wasn't a torpedo, but it was a 5.5 by 55.
This is the one that I usually always get when I'm at the store when I'm picking up some New Worlds.
I had I picked up a bigger one, which was from yeah.
But this is probably my favorite one. I always grab. There's always a few of these in my humidor at any given time. Like they're just really good every day.
Yep. I don't know what it was. No wrapper. I don't know anything about what I picked up. I'm just kind of going through cigars like I did when I first got into whiskey. I did pick up this.
You should get one of these, by the way.
I did pick up an Alec Bradley Tempest Nicaragua.
Alec Bradley's got some good stuff. We were talking about
that was a much bigger gauge.
You need to get you one of these next time you go to the store.
I can't see what it is. You have to focus.
Focus. I'm in the. There it is.
Privada. I'll have to.
So Liga Privada T52.
I have to see what's available, but I mean,
they have those. These are pretty common. Most places have Liga Privada. It's like a very popular cigar. Liga Privada T52 and a number 9 are probably some of the most popular. These are great cigars.
And then the other that I picked up is it AVO, or I don't know if it's a name. Avo.
Uh-huh.
So those are the 3 I picked up. So Alec Bradley, Tempest, New World, and the Avo.
The Avo should be very, very good. Actually, it's funny. They were just talking about that on the Bourbon Junkies live stream last night. Is everybody calls it AVO. They mispronounce it. It's actually Avo. It was a person.
See, I thought that because I Googled all of these and I saw his name. It was Avo. I don't remember what his last name was, but I remember. And
he was one of the Davidoff people.
Yeah.
He's related to the Davidoffs somehow. I don't know.
So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying.
You're
I'm
doing
giving
good,
it a real
man.
go.
Hey, I'm proud of you, brother. You regularly. Fuck, I can't speak. By the way, T52 all day. Sean Dooley says T52 or number 9. Both excellent, but I'm a T52 guy.
Time for some wee beastie.
You regularly send me like pictures of like cigars or you bought or that you're smoking, and I'm always like, look at him. I'm so proud, so big, so big.
It also helps that I have some friends locally who I meet up with.
And you found a
on
good
the
little shop
reg.
down the road that you like and stuff for sure.
Dude,
right?
it's dangerous. That shop is 2 minutes it's probably about 4 or 5 minutes from my house, but that's dangerous. It's a lounge. It's not just a shop. It's a lounge.
No, it's
a
great.
membership club.
Well, dude, there's a fucking there's a putting green in there and shit. Like it's a
putting
cool
green. And once we're out of this pandemic, there will be a bar, but he can't pour right now.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
People need to stay away from bars.
Boy, we are
Hold on.
getting into the Isla here.
Oh, get it, baby. Get it. Get it. Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Cheers. Wait, we need to do the
hold on.
oh.
Over here. Ready? We're all fucked up.
Dude, I am way closer to the camera than you are.
I got a wider lens, dude. I got a different lens. This is that new lens, the 16 to 35 G Master.
That's a hell of a lens. I need to get some lenses. Actually,
That thing is so wide. Look at that.
Jesus.
It's like, look at it.
You look like a little child. You look like a child. Oh man.
Look how long my middle finger looks, dude. Could I be a proctologist?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a super wide lens, though. It's 16. I mean, it makes me look little, right? Looks like I'm like.
Yeah, this is as wide as my lens go. Actually, it'll go a hair wider, but
no,
once I get into a new space and I have a laptop, I'll have a different setup for the podcast. Slight update. I might have a lead on a new space, which is going to be bomb. It's going to be sick.
Dude, I'm saying this as lovingly as I possibly can. I hope you get a new space so I can fucking stop hearing about it.
I hope I can get a new space so I can stop talking about it. I've needed a new space.
It's like
a long time.
A case of herpes. It just keeps coming back around. Like it's every time I think it's fixed, it just comes back. The deal falls through, something happens, and then we're on to the next one. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, I'm not one of the people that's out there that'll like just give you updates when something completes. I'm the kind of person that likes to give you updates as things happen. So
no, I mean it's good. That's why I say it as lovingly as possible. But it's just like it seems like it's just been this thing of like I feel like this is the problem deals falling through and it like didn't work out for some reason.
Well, the problem is all the available spaces are for like retail locations, restaurants, and things like that. There's not a lot of space that's for me. You get warehouse space and retail space, and then there's no in between. And I don't need either of those. So anytime I find something, it ends up being really expensive because it's so unique. But what I'm looking at now is actually a container. So there's a guy, I was supposed to meet him yesterday, but we had to reschedule. We're talking about like a container compound.
Sorry, I think I just jizzed in my pants. Sorry.
I'm pretty sure you did too. And
I'm listening, Taylor. I am.
No, you're not.
I'm distracting my O face.
Oh, what was that?
That was my wife.
Oh, she's watching. I saw her in the chat.
Oh, she was in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
No.
100% positive. I saw Allison Sires.
What?
Yeah, dude.
No.
Yeah, I can't scroll up that far, but yeah, she's in here. She's talking shit. Actually, no, she said something about like fried chicken for Thanksgiving or something.
Steak kebabs is what she got me for dinner. It's in the fridge. She was at work. She just got home, which is why I'm surprised that she was in here because she just got home from work. Probably. Well, she's probably been home for a little while now.
Dude, I need some steak kebabs. I got Chick-fil-A, which was really nice to come home to because I mean, I had no idea what I was doing for dinner, and then boom, dinner was taken care of. But there's
a place Zoe's.
Dude, I've never gone to a Zoe's because I walked into one in downtown or uptown Charlotte one time, and it smelled like armpits. Like I walked in, it just smelled like an armpit, and I'm like, I am out. I'm not gonna eat here.
They have really good steak kebabs. She was asking me if she wanted me to stop and get anything for dinner since I was doing the podcast. I'm like, well, it won't be till late, so it's gonna have to be something that I can reheat. So I guess she figured steak kebabs would actually hold pretty decently.
Better than a sandwich.
But yeah, you can't do like fast food. Oh, dude, by the way, what's the sandwich I had the other day? You know, I don't like pushing fast food because I feel like we probably eat too much fast food these days and whatnot, people in general. But they have this new fucking pretzel bun, bacon, some cheeseburger at Wendy's. That motherfucker's on it, son. It's got like,
they've had that for a long time.
It's got like Gouda cheese and onion rings and
Jeremy. They've had that for years.
Well, I've never had that motherfucker, and I had it the other day, and it was delicious.
I don't eat fast food a lot. I don't like fast food.
There's some that I really love.
See, I would much rather have like technically, if it's going to be considered fast food, Chipotle. Like I could eat Chipotle almost every day.
Dude, have you had? And this is something they bring in. Like, you have had the carne asada steak that they do?
Yeah.
Ooh, dude, that's because I always get the steak burrito. That's what I always get. And when they have the carne asada steak, son.
Did you know that? How often do you eat Moe's compared to Chipotle, or where do you put Moe's?
I have only had Moe's a couple times in my entire life. I eat Chipotle 4 times a month. Well, okay, that's aggressive. Maybe not 4, but I eat Chipotle quite a bit.
So Moe's rolled out. They rolled out an XL home wrecker. So the home wrecker is their big fat burrito, and then they rolled out an XL, which is 2 of everything. Right. So the tortilla is twice as big, and they put 2 of everything in it. Dude, that fucker was bigger than my head, like bigger around. I got it because I was thinking like I'll eat half of it and I'll eat like half later. And it's 2 home wreckers, right? And it's cheaper than buying 2 home wreckers. Nah, dude, that was like 3 home wreckers, and it was so hard to eat. Like I went to take a bite and it just goes. It was such a mess. Like I'm trying to like hold it together, and I wish I could show you a picture. I had a picture on my phone, but I was.
Dude, sometimes if you don't get a good roller at Chipotle, it's like a softball.
I don't get a burrito. I don't get a burrito at Chipotle. The smart thing to do is to get a bowl and ask for a wrap on the side. The tortilla.
The bowls are okay. I like the burritos. Occasionally,
same stuff, but you get more food with the bowl.
I will occasionally get their barbacoa in a taco. They have it's like you get 3 tacos. They're pretty good. Their barbacoa is good too.
Well, like at Chipotle's, if you get the bowl, it's been proven that you get more food.
Well, because they pile it on more, because you can fit more in a bowl than you can in that little burrito, right?
Right. So then you get the tortilla on the side. You make yourself a little burrito, and then you've got lunch for tomorrow. That's how I always do it. I always stretch my Chipotle.
Weird though, no? Overnight, doesn't let us get weird with all that stuff on it?
Nah, it's fine.
Oh, God damn, dude, this stuff. I'm gonna have to send you a sample of this stuff, dude. I got the sample bottles, by the way, for everybody that's in here. We are doing the thing with the junkies. Well, I'm doing a live stream with the junkies this Friday night. I'm sampling some Whistle Pig they sent me, but we're doing the podcast with them. I think the 9th. Isn't that the day? I think it's the 9th, but it's like,
I think last week we said the 11th, but we meant the 9th.
Yeah. It's like whatever that week is in December. And, how we're going to do it is I'm sending Taylor, we're going to do Texas whiskeys. I'm sending Taylor a couple of whiskeys, and the bourbon junkies are sending Taylor 2 samples. And then I'm sending the same samples up to the bourbon junkies, and they're sending the same to me. So everybody's going to have a little something new. So
I'm not sending anything, but I'm reaping all the benefits.
I've actually found a couple whiskeys I had that, they have such a large whiskey collection that it's rare I can find whiskeys that I have they don't. Right. So I was excited that I had 2 Texas whiskeys that they had not had. So I'm sending them some samples up, so they'll actually have some new experience in the tasting we're doing. Have you ever had Texas whiskey at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well,
what are some of the Texas whiskeys?
Balcones is Texas whiskey.
They're probably not even available.
Harrison Brothers. What's the other really popular one that they're sending down? Oh God, what is that one brand? I think it won like some awards. Oh God, what's the name of it? I can't think of the name.
Hell yeah. Trevor says Taylor is the king mooch here. Hell yeah, I am. Yeah, baby.
I can't think of what the other
going to send me whiskey. I'll mooch all day.
Texas whiskey is probably one of the more unique American whiskeys out there. It has
In
a
what way?
iron root. That's the one I'm talking. Iron root. It has a very distinct flavor. Like
patina.
Is that it? Is it a patinaed whiskey?
I can normally pick a Texas whiskey out of a lineup of whiskeys because there's this distinct Texas funk in Texas whiskeys.
You are not making it sound very appealing.
No, it's not bad. I mean, just like there's like a, it's not a bad thing, but there's a distinct note in Texas whiskey that I get that I can't always put my finger on if it's like a dark dried fruit note or it's like it's a funk. I can't put my finger on it. Everybody talks about it and it's a thing. It's because it's so hot there. The whiskey ages really fast.
I'm really enjoying this Wee Beastie more tonight than I have in the past.
Dude,
and I don't know if it's because I started with the 1920 or what, but maybe it's because I've left the bottle for a bit. I don't know.
It's really good, bro. It's really good. Somebody said Garrison Brothers. Yeah, I got a store pick barrel proof Garrison Brothers that I'm sending Taylor. And dude, it is like dark dried fruits, leather, tobacco, like
leather. I love chewing on leather, so it should be really good as a whiskey.
It has a lot of chocolate in it. Kind of reminds me of like a raisinette, but with like leather. Like
You're really not making it sound very appealing. Leather as a tasting note does not sound appealing.
Well, dude, I mean, what about the fucking tasting notes of Isla Scotch? It's like a mermaid's bathwater. Like that doesn't sound good.
I don't know. People paid a whole lot for Bella Delphine's bathwater, so maybe a mermaid.
That had to have been fake. Did she really sell her bathwater?
It's probably just tap water. But
that bitch filled up some things of tap water. She's like, my bathwater, and everybody's like, oh.
But I'm saying a mermaid, like, well, I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe.
Although that gets a little weird. But all I think when I hear that is Lagavulin. So I'm biased towards.
Well, right. That's what I'm saying. You have kind of a weird
salty seawater whiskey.
You have a weird dynamic because of your love for it. But for somebody you've never had it before, and you give tasting notes like brine and smoke and cured meats, and the one that throws me off, and I've luckily never gotten, but the Whiskey Tribe guys described one of the Octomores they had. They said it went so smoky, so far into the peat and smoke that it went funky cheese flavor. And I'm like,
are we talking like
smoked Gouda?
Like Gouda's good.
Gouda is good, but I don't know if I want to drink Gouda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are we talking like, what is that one that's just awful? I can't remember.
That blue cheese that what is that one blue cheese that is just fucking rough, dude? I mean, I can't even be around it. It smells like hot feet. Like it fucking stinks.
Wait, are you talking about tequila?
No, dude. Didn't you say it tastes like gym socks or something?
Dude, tequila smells and tastes like just nasty, dirty socks. I can't stand it.
That's too funny, man.
Gorgonzola. I don't know if it's that.
No, it's not Gorgonzola.
Limburger cheese.
That's the one I'm thinking of, dude. Yeah. That shit.
That stuff's gross.
Dude, so bad. But yeah, so when they said that it went funky cheese, I was like, huh. I don't know if I'm ready for the funky cheese. Like that might be, but if it's anything like this one I got here, man, it is fucking delicious.
The Sweet Beastie is really good this time around.
I told you, man. And it's the cheapest one. That's the crazy thing. It's like 5 years old. It's the cheapest one, and it's one of the better ones in my opinion.
Dude, I wish I could get it here. I just can't. It's not available. I'll tell you what. If I'm taking a week off for the Friday night hangout, I'm going to try to go get something that I don't have already. All right. I'm going to go maybe give me a list of some that I should look for, and I'm going to go to a store that's not close to me. Well, I'm not going to be able to find that. I mean, if I can, I'll buy it, but give me some stuff. I'll go pick it out. See, Wee Beastie is in stock in South Carolina. South Carolina is a 40-minute drive away.
Wee Beastie.
But I've already got Wee Beastie, right?
Ardbeg Ugadal is another just delicious.
I have seen Ugadal here, but not in the last like 7 or 8 months.
Man, this is so weird. It goes so smoky and aggressive kind of right off the rip, and it's delicious. And then I swear to God, it's almost like you rinsed your mouth with almost like a simple syrup or something. It's just like the really like sweet kind of aftertaste on this stuff that it almost makes your mouth water. It is so good, almost like a watered down honey.
I wish I could be smoking a cigar right now. So that is something that whenever I do move, I will be working on getting some sort of ventilation and an air purifier, and I can partake while we podcast, because I think that's kind of.
And I've got to do a video on it. People have been asking for it for over a year, and I said I was going to do it, but then hot weather hit in Florida, and I'm not getting in my attic in Florida if I can avoid it. So now that it's cooling off, I'll probably be doing it sometime between now and before it starts warming back up in spring. It's super easy to do, man. The fans, the inline fans that you use for exhaust fans aren't even that expensive. You can get them on Amazon, like a fan that will move some fucking air for like about $100, 80 to $100. And then you get some ducting, some that, you know, the normal like HVAC ducting, and it just sucks all the stuff out, and you vent it out of the room or out, you know, normally outside. And you just suck it all out. And then you're, you know, getting all the smoke out of the room. Then you run an air cleaner for, you know, cleanup crew, that little stuff that might miss, and you're good to go.
Well, the problem here is that my only vent source is the door.
Yeah. You don't have anywhere to
right. This whole wall is just a closet.
Mm-hmm.
So on the other side of the wall is a closet that goes to a masonry wall. This is a masonry wall. That's a masonry wall. Like, my only option is to vent out the door, which leads to a hallway.
I vent mine.
I have no way. I could vent through the roof, but I'd have to pay I think it was like $800 to vent anything through the roof.
I have mine vented out through some attic vents. I just push the duct up to where it's blowing right out some of those attic, you know, you have like those long attic vents that run along your roof vents, you know, and it just blows out of there. I mean, I think it moves, I forgot how many cubic feet a minute. It's a lot. It is a lot. And I mean, it never gets smoky in here. I don't even run my air cleaner that much, because the vent does such a good job at getting it out of here.
Randall Lokes says I've seen some Wee Beastie in some ABC stores in Alamance County. I don't know where Alamance County is in relation to me. I know it's North Carolina, but I think it's a little further than South Carolina. So Alamance, I don't even remember where it is. I'm not even going to try to say. I thought it was closer to like Greensboro area, but point being, I'm closer to South Carolina, and I think they have just a better selection overall. I was told that there is an ABC store in Albemarle, which is 20 minutes from me, where I can get some better stuff. So we'll see. I'm taking a week off work after I get done tonight, which is going to be hell after we get off here. I'm going to finish up, and I'm taking a whole week off. You won't see me around until actually a week and a half. You won't see me around until our live stream. I'm just checking out because I need to take some time, need to spend some time with Eleanor and Alex and just clear my head a little bit. So.
I get it, man. I haven't been able to do that. And we were joking around before the podcast. I've only put out one video so far this month. So everybody probably thinks, oh, Jeremy's taking some time off. No, I haven't been taking time off. He's
just a lazy fuck.
There's a lot of background shit, a lot of background stuff that's been going on that's been keeping me busy. So I haven't even had time off, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that people don't really understand about what we do. And I'm not trying to harp on this and ho-hum and poor pitiful us. I'm just saying, like, there's so much in the background now that there wasn't 6 months ago.
Or a year ago. And
a year ago. Yeah,
look, it's great. I'm happy with the way everything's going. I love everything. It's all fantastic. But it does keep you busy. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people think, why hasn't he put a video out in like a week? How long does it take to do a video? And it gets to a point where it's just not that simple.
I'll put it this way.
It's good problems, right? Those are good problems to have.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. So I'll put it this way. Wednesday last week when we recorded this podcast, I was here until about 2 a.m., maybe a little later. I left and came back, and I was there. I went home for dinner, came back to the office Thursday, and was here until 2 a.m. And I left here at like Friday I checked out a little earlier because I go do my little cigar loft thing. And then I worked a little more. I worked until 2 a.m. on Monday. I worked until 2 a.m. last night. And tonight I'll be here until 2 or maybe 3.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, people don't understand. I work lately. I've been working 80 plus hours every week, and it's been pretty brutal. I see my daughter maybe 40 minutes a day ish right now. Not fun. I hate it. So
Somebody said the pink robe needs to make another appearance. Did you see my last video where I had my pink robe on?
I saw the thumbnail. I haven't been able to watch it just yet, just because I've been working every waking minute.
It's my wife's robe. People actually thought it was mine. They're like, why do you have a pink robe? And I'm like, dude, the sleeves come to like here. Obviously, this isn't really my robe, right? It was.
I mean, we saw you just a minute ago. You got really long arms and fingers.
Dude,
so.
super long. Like,
oh my God.
I'm telling you, dude, I missed my calling. I should have been a proctologist. What was I saying about something?
This is the look of defeat on my face right now, by the way.
Trying to keep me on task. We're off. We're all over the place tonight. We talked about turkey and stuff for a little bit in the beginning, which is what we intended to do, and then that led to other shit as it always does.
Yep. Jose, dude, it's so good to see you in here again. We really need to catch up, but he says, Taylor, that sucks. Only 40 minutes. So yeah, Eleanor wakes up. I wake up around the same time Eleanor wakes up every morning, 8-ish, 8:30-ish. And then I get ready and go to work. Try to be here by 9:30-ish every single morning. So I see her a little bit in the mornings, and then I come home for dinner. So I leave the office about 5:30, 6 o'clock. She goes to bed at like 7:30. So it might be a little more than 40 minutes, but I see her for maybe 20 minutes in the morning, maybe an hour, hour and a half at night. And that's all I see Eleanor right now because she goes to bed so early. Like, she gets tired, she goes to bed. So is what it is. I could shift my schedule, but she's still like, I don't know when else I'm supposed to work. So
I see my kids a pretty good amount because I work from home. Right. So
I don't work from home. That's the difference.
Anytime I take a break, and I mean, they go to school all day now. Dude, did I tell you, we thought Caden had corona. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday because Eleanor had to go to the doctor too.
Jesus. Have you got the results back yet?
Jesus. No, but she's acting fine. So we think it was just a little virus.
Well, you know, it's funny. I was talking to the people at Whole Latte Love because I got a video coming. They're sending me another espresso machine I'm going to do a video on. And I was talking to them about it. We were joking around because they're up in upstate New York. And we were talking about how crazy the corona thing is, that like, it's like, you know, this time of year, and it's weird. It's winter, but we're having bad allergies here right now. Like, there was all these little white fluffy things in the air over the last week. Like, some kind of plant is shedding some kind of sun, and like everybody's allergies have been off the chain. Like my wife's, everybody. The problem is though, with all this corona shit going around, somebody gets a runny nose and starts sneezing and coughing, and you're like, hold the fuck up. Like, wait a minute. Like, you know, like a year and a half ago, it's like, oh, you got allergies, you got a cold, shut the fuck up, you'll be fine. Now you're in a store and you sneeze and everybody's like, oh, get away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. It's no joke.
So Caden came home and, you know, he's like, my throat hurts a little bit, and he was coughing a little bit, and then he got a low grade fever. His fever was like 99-ish, 100. And we were like, oh no. Cause you know, he goes to high school. So it's like, they wear masks and do all the things, but you know, those motherfuckers they're in high school. Come on. So we all freaked. And then of course, my dad's condition, we have to be super careful. So I'm like, well, we can't go over there for Thanksgiving. So luckily we've got a rapid test place, like literally a mile or two down the road, and you get results in 15 minutes. I mean, it's super fast. So, I mean, we took him up there. They swabbed his nose. No, he's negative. Fucking sweet. We can carry on with Thanksgiving like we were hoping to move on. But it is a funny dynamic how things have changed because of this corona, and how now it's like anytime you get a stuffy nose, everybody's like, whoa, whoa. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Dude, bro, Brendan is in here, BMKT. So he's a knife maker.
Oh,
he
cool.
has sent me some knives. I've actually got all three of them right here. I promise you this was not scripted. But he says, when's the BB58 happening? Are you talking to me or Jeremy? Because Jeremy is more likely to buy a Black Bay 58 before I am. I probably will buy.
I'm not buying the 58.
I will 100% buy the Speedy over the Black Bay 58. So I'll be getting that first.
I'm buying not the 58. I'm buying the regular Black Bay.
I like the steel bezel more than the 58, if I'm going to be honest.
Want the red bezel.
So this is the BMKT Ember.
Oh, nice, dude. I like the wood. What's that called? That part of the knife up there. Is that wood or micarta?
Both micarta.
Nice. I like that. That's like a wood grain micarta. That's crazy looking.
Really
what's
nice.
that called? A bolster? Isn't that called a bolster? What's that called when you put like a different?
Called a handle.
No, when you put like a.
It's just a 2-piece handle. Like
I thought that had a name.
It's not a bolster.
I thought it had a name when you have like the top or the bottom, like on slip joints when they're metal.
I mean, that's a bolster typically, but that's not really a bolster.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, bolster. See, somebody said bolster.
This is the EDC 1, which is really cool. A little Bowie knife.
Chris is like the handle, Jeremy. No, Chris, you dick.
It is just the handle.
I was talking about specifically when they put a little. Dude, did I show you the fucking? Oh god, I cannot.
This is my favorite one, but not for EDC at all.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Father Hunter. This thing is
nice, dude. What is that acid wash on the blade?
They're all acid etched, I believe. Stone washed, acid etched. But this right here, that burl handle,
that's burl wood. I see a lot of guys that do turning, that do like
this thing is so good.
Look, I saw that looks like it had a pretty nice edge on it. I saw a little glint as it went across the light there. Yeah. Ching, shing, shing. It's a good looking knife, man.
Dude, all these are great. And then
that guy you were talking to, he makes these?
Yeah.
He makes those holsters. Those holsters.
He doesn't make this. So this is from that same guy who made this one, but he makes it for the EDC 1.
Nice, dude. That's all nice looking stuff, man.
Dude, I have way too many fixed blades now.
I don't
way too many fixed
blades that much.
I won't carry a fixed blade unless I can put it in a pocket sheath like this because it's technically illegal.
Well, I've got a concealed weapon, so I can carry whatever the fuck I want.
I learned that the CCW in North Carolina does not cover a fixed blade or anything other than just your gun. Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yep. It only covers a firearm. Just saying.
But it's concealed weapon, right? I think that's why in Florida they're called like a concealed weapon permit, not a concealed firearm permit, because it doesn't just cover firearms, it carries other concealed weapons.
I have no idea because guess what? I don't know anything about bureaucracy. I hate bureaucracy.
I got jacked up knife laws and you got no whiskey. You're not making me want to move to where you're at, brother.
I'm just going to put it this way. If you move to Asheville, like what we were talking about, you're really close to Tennessee.
I mean,
really close, and South Carolina. So
there's a whole lot of whiskey in Tennessee.
Sure is. Probably a whole lot of stills up there too. So,
dude, I cannot wait until you see. Cannot wait. I can't wait to see the finished thing of the well, you call it the Mall Ninja, but the oh goddamn brain fart. See, this is what happens when I drink whiskey. I forget everything. Hellraiser, that knife that I'm working on with I forgot again.
Oh my God. Anyway, somebody asked who makes these sheaths. It's Roak, ROAC. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Red Horse. Jesus.
Red Horse. But yeah, if you want one of these, ROAC.
I cannot wait.
ROAC.
I'm Mall Ninja-ing. I don't think, just for record, I still don't think that knife is Mall Ninja, but I have Mall Ninja'd my version of the knife that we're making some of.
We'll see about that.
Dude, I got rid of the speed holes.
Bro, you didn't even know what Mall Ninja meant.
No, I know. But it's got brass scales. I got rid of the speed holes. It's got a satin blade. It looks mint. We're doing some really fucking sweet engravings on the nice. We're doing some awesome engraving on the scales. Dude, it's gonna look pimp. It's gonna look very pimp. Jeremy would fit right in the Asheville crowd. It's all hipsters. Fuck you for highlighting that, Taylor.
I had to highlight it. It says Trevor says Jeremy would fit right into the Asheville crowd. It's all hipsters.
I'm not a hipster. Look, for the record, I don't have a problem with hipsters, but I'm definitely not a hipster.
That's exactly what a hipster would say.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought hipsters like loved being hipsters.
No.
Hipsterness. Here's the main reason I know that I'm not a hipster. I don't drink fucking craft beers.
You don't have to.
I think it's a mandatory thing that you have to like Pabst and craft beers to be a hipster. And
I hate Pabst. I hate it.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. Isn't that like the hipster beer of the century?
No, they said it was the hipster beer, but it really became like the frat boy beer, I think.
But yeah, I'm not a big craft beer guy. I'm not into Pabst Blue Ribbon. No, not really. I think and I've said it before, I feel like I'm too old to be a hipster.
Oh man. Dude, this Port Charlotte really hits harder after drinking the Wee Beastie.
Seeing hipsters love Truly. So what it sounds to me like you're more a hipster than I am. You like the craft beers.
Do I tie my beard together at the end? I don't think so.
Hipsters don't do that. Have you ever seen a hipster with a fucking beard?
Jeremy, you don't even know what a hipster is, much less whether you are one or not. You also didn't know what Mall Ninja was. So I think what's really happening here is that you are a hipster boomer, which is a really rare breed.
Okay, first off, you go fuck yourself. I'm not a boomer. I've said this before. Boomers are my parents, dude. Boomers are like 60.
You're pretty close to 60, dude.
I'm 40, bitch. I'm 20 years off of that. But yeah, so if they like Truly and they like craft beers, have you met Taylor Martin?
I don't think they like Truly.
I don't know. Somebody was just saying that.
I know. Somebody they're just leaning into it now. Look at this. Look at this. No matter what you guys say, we'll still have a man card.
Should have never sent you that.
Can't take it back now.
Drinking, bitch. Actually,
I am gonna take a Dremel to this,
Taylor,
and just
if you do that,
pop some Trulies on the podcast one night.
You do that, Taylor.
What are you gonna do? Nothing. Nothing. You're rage quit the podcast.
No, you wait. I have to think of something good. Something good. Oh, I can think of something. Trust me. Give me time.
Give me time. That's all Jeremy needs. A little bit of time.
Father Time needs a little time. That's what Dan calls me, Father Time. Which I think is funny because people always joke that Dan looks older than me. I for the record, I don't think Dan looks older than me.
I think
people are always giving Dan shit, being like, "Why are you calling Father Time? You look older than him."
I think I've made a decision. I think I like the Port Charlotte more than the Wee Beastie.
I've not had Port Charlotte, so that could be the case.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to like it because it comes in this medicine bottle looking bottle.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a weird bottle, but at the same time, I got to give them points for uniqueness, right? Like, it's not.
It's good, and it's not something that people talk about a whole lot. I don't hear a lot of praise for Port Charlotte, personally.
And I don't know why, because Octomore gets a ton of praise. And again, it's made by the same folks, and it's just one level down the peat monster train from that. So I mean, I don't know.
It was a good price. It's definitely heavily peated. 50% alcohol, so 100 proof.
Has it got a nice sweetness to it?
No, I wouldn't say sweetness.
I think the Wee Beastie has a sweetness to it.
Oh yeah, definitely sweetness to it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'll have to. I'll maybe have there. I saw a bottle of that Port Charlotte at the Total Wine by me. So next time I'm in there, maybe I'll pick up a bottle of it and see.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't get sweetness out of it. It's definitely a more savory taste than sweet. It's definitely not sweet. There's any sweetness that's on the very tail end of it, but I really don't get sweet out of it. It's really just smoky. Smoky, savory, good shit.
Dude, that shit is so good. It hurts my feelings. That stuff's so good, it hurts my feelings.
You know what I saw? somebody the other day recommending, and I've not ever seen anybody else ever recommend it, and that's Auschentoshen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've never seen anybody ever recommend it. I've talked about it a little bit because I've heard of it, and I tried some one time, but I've never seen anybody recommend it. And I heard somebody recommend it the other day, and I want to pick up a bottle of it at some point. Every time I'm at the store, I'm like, I'd rather get something else. I really want to pick up a bottle of the Caribbean cask. Oban.
The Caribbean cask is really good, man. It's a great cigar.
Dude, they keep going up on the price. It's $95 now.
What is?
The Caribbean cask.
$95?
$95. When you first started talking to me about it, I didn't pull the trigger, and it was $60. And now it's $95. So I was on the phone with you, and I'm like, why is this $85? And now it's $95.
Wow.
Yeah, Caribbean cask was $95. It was like last week.
Dude, that's fucking wild. I think I paid like $50 for my bottle. It wasn't expensive. It was like a fairly affordable bottle of Scotch as far as Scotch goes, because Scotch can get expensive quick. It might have been 60. It definitely was not more than 60 when I bought my bottle. And now you're telling me this shit's like not. Lagavulin went up too, though. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
Mine didn't. My Lagavulin at my store still in like $90, $95. But yeah, the Caribbean cask went like way up.
About a hundo. Yeah, I can't believe it went up that much. That's fucking wild, dude. Yeah, because I know I did not pay that much for it. Was it answer your question?
Okay, Jeremy, can I just say something?
Answer your IG DMs, Jeremy. Man, I can't get in my DMs all the time.
Jeremy, if you're gonna read a comment, read the comment, because we have people listening to the audio only, and you go, you gotta read the word.
I'm fumbling through them to see if there's anything that needs answering, and some of it's just people talking back and forth between each other and stuff. So I'm kind of half like, and now I lost it. Because see, my laptop's so far away I can barely read it. Where'd it go?
I mean,
somebody
it's
said
up. It's up some. I know what you're saying. This guy right here.
Oh yeah, answer your IGMGMG questions. Ventilation setup. Yeah, man, I don't get in my DMs very often. Okay. Hold on. For fucking Taylor, I'll shut the fuck up. Answer your IG DMs, Jeremy. Have questions on your ventilation setup in the lounge. Smiley face. Is that good, Taylor? Are we fucking good?
That's better than answer your. Nobody knows what you're talking about when you do that. You have to read it for the audio people.
Anyway,
point is, people who are watching can see the question.
I do not get in my DMs very often because there's just a fucking shitload of them. I mean,
for anybody telling Jeremy to get into his DMs, I can say that my DMs are crazy enough, and I try to avoid them just because I don't know. There have been thousands of message requests on Instagram for months, and I just, it's overwhelming. But even just trying to text Jeremy, I have a direct line to Jeremy. I text him, and it takes like 2 or 3 days to get a reply sometimes.
It did not take 2 or 3 days. I don't always answer you right away, because if I'm in the middle of filming or I'm doing something, sometimes I don't, but usually it's the same day. I try to answer as many questions and comments and stuff as I can, because I like the interaction, which is another reason why we started doing the podcast. And I'm thinking about doing some live streams in the future, because I like interacting with the peoples. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fun, but like it gets overwhelming. There's so much between DMs and YouTube comments and Instagram comments and stuff that if I truly answered everybody's questions, like it would be a full-time job just answering questions.
I've been really bad about it lately, just getting back to people. And in fact, I had people text me like 3 days ago, and I still haven't texted them back, and I feel pretty bad about it. But dude, it's so overwhelming. Like when you open it up and there are hundreds and hundreds of new messages that you haven't replied to.
You're like, I just give up. I'm just like, oh God, I'm sorry. And I don't sound like a dick when I say that. I would love to be able to interact with everybody. I mean, that would be fantastic, but it's just
not feasible. It's not feasible.
It's not feasible.
John Smith, the guy behind Brassworks, he actually messaged me a few days ago, and he's like, how do you answer all of your DMs?
You don't.
I was like, John, I don't. And he said, I feel so bad about not answering people. I'm like, look, I can't. I physically cannot. If I spent 2 minutes or less on every single DM, it would take up hours every day. Like I can't do it. Just physically can't.
It's too much. But to answer his question, whatever question you have, ask it here while I'm looking. This is a perfect opportunity to ask why you got my attention. What kind of question you got, my man? Shoot. And if I see it, I'll answer you. And that way I don't
This is a really great way.
DM messages.
A really great way for us to do that is to field the questions in a live setting like this. It's just easier to get to them. It's way easier to talk and answer questions.
Right. And then sometimes I've seen some DM questions where people ask something and I'm like, oh, dude, that's like an involved answer. Like I would have to type out like 3 paragraphs and I just don't have time for that shit.
I like this one right here. Barn Mechanic knows what's up.
No.
Jeremy, make a Discord.
Because Discords are the devil. Taylor was just talking about a bunch of drama earlier. He's like, man, you won't believe the drama. I'm like, let me guess, through Discord. He's like, yeah. I'm like, see, that's why I don't get involved in that shit.
I did have some Discord drama today.
Bro. I'm out on the Discord. That's millennial shit. that's for younger folks than I.
The difference is I have a community. So it's not just a YouTube channel. I have a big community off of YouTube, and that's where the community really predominantly presides, and it comes with baggage. That's just how it is.
Somebody had said Jeremy
hit him in the groin with the banjo, says Jeremy and Tay, what's the first Scotch I should try? Definitely not Doers.
Definitely not Doers.
Not Doers. I would say my personal first pick.
That's tough, man.
If you have the opportunity.
Depends, bro. It's so rough.
If you have the opportunity, the first one you should try, because it'll ruin all of them for you after that, is Lagavulin 16.
See, but here's the caveat with that, right? And I knew you were going to say that, but here's the caveat, and I somewhat agree with you. Not about Lagavulin. I wouldn't say Lagavulin, but it depends on what his taste is like, right? If he likes smoky stuff and he likes those kind of flavors, then yeah, dude, try a Lagavulin or try an Ardbeg Ugadal or something like that. But if you're not into those aggressive, heavily peated kind of flavors, then like a Balvenie Caribbean cask is like a nice, sweet, easy drinking Scotch. That would be a better for somebody who didn't like it.
I said Oban earlier, but it is Balvenie, the Caribbean cask.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is kind of tough. Like for me, it's hard to recommend something other than an Islay Scotch because there's Scotch and then there's Islay Scotch. It's a different beast, and I prefer heavily peated Islay Scotches. So it's really tough for me. I've tried a few like Highland Scotches, and they're fine. But when I talk about Scotch, I typically mean Islay Scotch.
But it's a tough thing. Some people hate it, right?
Yeah. Some people don't even like to be in the room when you open the bottle.
Right. So like somebody who's asking for the first Scotch, if you automatically turn them on to, and I would agree with you. Like I said, I think Islays are great, but if you turn them on to that and it's not their kind of thing, then they're going to have that same experience we did, where then they're going to fucking think all Scotch is horrible. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Scotches, they're so, I mean, even more so than bourbon, man, there is a fucking world of different
spectrum.
Scotches.
Huge spectrum.
All the way from super honey, sweet, smooth, like that, Glenmorangie. I think I always say that. I think it's Glenmorangie. I forgot how to fucking say it. Anyway, that shit is super sweet, honey, citrus, like the most approachable, pretty, friendly kind of fucking Scotch you can ever possibly have. And then you go with Octomore, and it's like you just got beat in the mouth with a fucking smoke stick.
Yeah. So the reason I said if you have the opportunity to try Lagavulin 16 is because I think it's mild. It's one of the more mild, just smooth, easygoing Islay Scotches. I know that you get more of a medicinal taste out of it. I don't get more of medicinal. I get more smoky, but I think it's a very easy Islay Scotch to try to see if you're even going to like the Islay Scotches. And if you don't like that Islay Scotch, then you can go in other directions. But that's coming from a stance of I'm pretty fucking biased when it comes to Islay Scotches, and I'll be the first to admit it. I really love Lagavulin 16. I really like a lot of other Scotches, but Lagavulin 16 is still and probably always going to be my top favorite. My favorite. It's my favorite
from that. You haven't budged. I have not been able to get you to try anything yet. You've tried some stuff that you say, oh, I'm surprised I really enjoy that, but nothing has taken your top spot of Lagavulin as of yet. But
nope. It's my Scotch. It's my drink.
there's a ton of other really nice Highland and
that's actually a good point. I totally forgot about that. Ryan A says Monkey Shoulder, and Monkey Shoulder gets a bad rap, but it's not a bad Scotch. It's not an Isla. It's a blended Scotch, but it's good and it's affordable.
I would much rather have Balvenie over Monkey Shoulder. That's me, but that's just me.
Okay, but let's say if you're starting with a budget range, like $30 bottle, what Scotch are you going to recommend? The only $30 bottle I'm going to recommend is Monkey Shoulder.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you want budget Scotch, Monkey Shoulder is your dude all day.
But just to put it out there, the Monkey Shoulder is one that I hated the first time I tried it. I didn't like it at all. I hated it.
I was not a huge fan of it the first time I tried it.
And then I waited, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 months before I tried it again, and I loved it. So
I still say
that's the thing about whiskey. Sometimes you can't go off that first neck pour. I guess that's what you called it, just a neck pour.
Yeah, you definitely neck pour is a real thing, man. There's been a lot of whiskeys that the neck pour, I was like, and then it opened up a little bit after a little while, and I was like, man, this shit is fucking delicious. Like a lot of them will change big time.
The Ardbeg Wee Beasties is a perfect example of that for me, at least.
Been doing some changing on you. Oh, somebody said, hold on, I wanted to answer this real quick before we lost. Somebody had said that I should do a article or a blog, or what did they say?
You should get a Discord.
No, it was below that. Somebody said something about I should do a blog on cigars for beginners. I'm actually working on putting together a series of those kind of videos. Probably at the beginning of the year next year. I'm working with a guy from a cigar club that I'm just now starting to kind of test and do some work with. I'll still be doing stuff with Privada. I'll still be doing stuff with Luxury, but it's another cigar club that I've been talking to and kind of testing some of their stuff out. And we're talking about putting together a series of like best budget cigars, because I get those questions a lot. Like, hey, what's your favorite, Connecticut? What's your favorite beginner cigar? What's your favorite, this, whatever. I'm going to put together a series of those videos going over kind of that stuff so that then when people ask me, I can just go, here's a link. There's the video where I went over that exact subject. So, yes, I'm thinking about doing a series on that.
So why don't you just send me some cigars? I'm going to try to mooch because I don't like spending money on cigars. I spend too much money on knives and whiskey and flashlights.
I smoke too many cigars. See, here's the thing. Like you would think with me working with cigar clubs and all this stuff that I would have just an abundance of cigars, right? Just coming out my ears, right? Dude, the other day, my humidor was down to 5 cigars.
Yo, look who it is.
Hey,
Peter. Last time I smoked a cigar, I puked. Was good while it lasted, though. Did you inhale?
Yeah, you didn't inhale, did you, Pete?
If you inhaled it, yeah, I understand where that might have come from.
That is a common misconception that a lot of people think you inhale cigars. And if you inhale a cigar, you will die. You will die a slow and painful death.
Just puff, but don't puff like I did because my puffs were more like
puff past, man. Puff. No, but somebody had said it the other day to me in a video. They had commented, they're like, why would you smoke cigars? They're so bad for you. Just smoke weed. I'm like, okay, first off, totally fucking different situation. You're talking about weed and cigars, first off. Secondly, you inhale weed, you don't inhale cigars.
Oh my God. I just spewed again. Someone said he swallowed, and it just for some reason I just imagined somebody just chewing a cigar. He said crush that beast at mock speed, didn't inhale, just smoked it like I had 8 minutes to live.
Oh yeah, dude, that'll get you. If you're not used to nicotine and you
hour
down, yeah,
dude, it'll get you. Dude, even when I go to the cigar loft and I spend an hour and a half smoking one, if I don't eat something before I go, and if I drink coffee before I go, I am wrecked before I leave.
Next time I send Pete some whiskey, I'm going to send him some cigars also. If you don't want to smoke them, you don't have to, Pete. You can just give them to friends that do it. But here's my 2 suggestions for smoking a cigar. A, do what Taylor said. Always make sure if you're new to cigars, I can get up in the morning on an empty stomach and drink coffee and smoke cigars and I'm fine, but that's because I intake way too much nicotine. But if you're not familiar with that, make sure you eat something. And if you do start to get sick, sugar is what gets rid of the sickness from cigars. So like eat a spoonful of honey or eat a candy bar real quick. the nicotine does something with your blood sugar, which is what causes you to get that green nauseous feeling. And if you eat something with a lot of sugar in it, that'll level off very quickly.
Yeah. The guy who owns the cigar loft that I go to, he told me to drink a Sprite or something after I'm done. Yeah. And what I did last time I went, because he can't pour whiskey while we're there. What he does is he started stocking his refrigerator with a very spicy ginger beer. That was a really good pairing with the cigar. A really spicy ginger beer and the cigar was delicious. But yes,
beer is really good with cigar.
Sean Dooley says that's 2 spit takes for Tay-Tay tonight. And he also said, or Chris Clark said, Taylor's mic is crushed. Yeah, dude, I've spit so much whiskey. I gotta stop reading chat after I take a sip. I need to swallow before I read the chat.
I'll have to send Pete some cigars. I've been working on Pete, trying to get him some whiskey and stuff to help get him into because he likes whiskey, but he's just starting. He's got this really nice whiskey bar he's starting that, by the way, I don't know if he's still in here or he's jumped in to say, hey, but super jelly of his whole fucking setup with the whiskey bar, dude. It looks fucking mint. But he can't get all the stuff up there, much like you. He doesn't have some of the selection of stuff that I have. So I've been trying to help him out with some of that.
Yeah, we send him a New World.
I sent him some Wee Beastie.
Really? Yeah, nice. Send him a New World, because that was one that surprised me, and I really truly enjoyed it, and I think it's mild enough for somebody who's new to it, coming from somebody who's new to cigars. So
and it's funny because we talked about people think dark cigars are super aggressive, and that's not always the case.
Nope, took me by surprise.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Pete, did you try that Wee Beastie yet, man? I know Pete is a big fan of the double oaked. So see, it just reaffirms double oaked is such great shit, man. It is.
Hey, excellent. I know he's a big fan of Lagavulin as well.
Who is?
Throwing it out there? Pete. We talked about Lagavulin. Yeah.
Oban. Is it Oban or Oban? Oban. That was the one that he used to go take swigs of to celebrate when he would hit milestones on YouTube. He would go. He talks about going in his gear closet by himself and just swigging out of the bottle as a celebratory swig, which is fucking awesome. I told him, you got to save that bottle forever, right? Like that's
Somebody told me that I need to get the Speedy for the 200,000 milestone, because I'm coming up on it pretty quickly. So,
man, I thought I wanted.
That's a weird milestone, right? 200,000 is one that's like, 250 for some reason seems more appropriate. I don't know.
He said, I haven't yet crushed the double oak though, and it's so good. Yeah, dude, the double oak. I've never
double oaked is some good shit.
I've never met anybody that didn't like that.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's like maple pancakes. Sometimes I get maple, depends on what I've eaten beforehand or what cigar I'm smoking with. Sometimes I get more chocolate notes out of it, and sometimes I get straight fucking maple pancakes.
I would drink some right now, but I've had 2 Islas, and
yeah, dude, once you drink Islas, you can't go back to it.
If I drink anything else, it's going to taste like water.
I was hoping that Pete didn't think I was being a smartass sending him a whiskey that tastes like maple pancakes because of the thing with Canadians and syrup. I'm like, I swear it's not like a dig on Canadians loving syrup. Although he did have a video where he chugged a fucking bottle of syrup. So I got to give him props for that. Chugged a bottle of syrup.
Dude, that just about makes me feel sick.
Hey, that would be a perfect thing. If you start feeling sick after smoking a cigar, just chug some of that fucking
maple syrup, dude.
And you're
just fucking plug a tree and
that's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, maybe a New World. There's some other some Davidoffs and stuff that they're more expensive cigars, but they're always cigars that I recommend to people that are beginning smokers because they're super mild. They're not aggressive. They're easy smoking, not crazy high nicotine content. They're just if you're new into cigars, ever smoke anything that says double or triple Lajero. Just for fucking
Pete, you need to get a Texas Lancero for your first cigar and smoke that whole thing. Yeah. So the deal is when we get to 1,000 concurrent viewers live, Jeremy has to smoke this live, which he doesn't want to do because it's in his words, a little too phallic.
And once we get phallic, man, I mean, this thing for real looks like a Ron Jeremy porn or something. I mean, I'm going to have to dislocate my jaw to puff on this thing.
And then when we get there, what I have to do is get it first. My first tattoo. I've never had a tattoo, never gotten one. Thought about it, but I've never pulled the trigger on a tattoo. So
look at the girth on that thing. Can you see the girth? I mean, dude,
I really just want to see you smoke it live because I think it would be good. Actually, when we get to 500, you got to smoke blow the dick whistle.
Yeah, where is my dick whistle?
I got to print it. I'm waiting on my black filament. I've been waiting for my new filament for 3 weeks now.
You had the,
Can Taylor get a tattoo of that cigar? Dude, that would actually be kind of So the original quote, I'm sure somebody will
only if you get it down the shaft long.
So the original I just kind of threw it out impulsively when we were talking about this the first time. I said I was going to get Jeremy Cyrus tattooed nipple to nipple, but
I still say we should hold you to that. I'm going to need a Jeremy Cyrus nipple to nipple tattoo on your chest.
Oh, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me.
You could do Jeremy Cyrus. You could do Cyrus Studio. You could do my logo. That's fine. Whatever you want.
Look at that Mall Ninja knife tattooed nipple to nipple.
Bitch, that knife is not Mall. Dude, I'm telling you, when you see my version coming out with the brass scales and the engravings on the scales and shit, I think you're going to change your mind about that knife being Mall Ninja.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
I'm telling you, bro. It's on it. It is on it.
Oh, we haven't forgotten Taylor. Yeah, well, I want you to forget because I'm not getting Jeremy Cyrus tattooed nipple to nipple. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly wouldn't hold you to that. That would be ridiculous. I mean, that'd be some jackass level fucking prank to get like some other dude's name tattooed across your
chest.
Just
like an incorrect algebra equation tattooed on my back. Jeremy Cyrus nipple to nipple.
When's the knife coming? Somebody just asked. I don't know for sure when. He's been sending me mock-ups of different stuff as we've been going through the design process. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to be done yet. I think it's getting close though, so I don't think it's going to be too much longer. But I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be dope.
That's a really good question. One whiskey each of you would give as a gift to a whiskey drinker and a non-whiskey drinker. There's a two-parter. So I'll let you go I'll let you go first.
Fuck non-whiskey drinker, double oaked, because if here's the thing, if you don't like double oaked, there's no chance you're gonna fucking like whiskey, because
I agree. I mean, not as a blanket statement, but as a general statement. Yeah, I
mean, it's super friendly. It's really sweet and nice and enjoyable. It's not overly hot. It's just, yeah. I would say double oaked is definitely my non-whiskey drinker. For somebody who is a whiskey drinker, it would depend on if they're a bourbon guy or a Scotch guy. And it also depends on how good of a friend they are. Right? Like, because Scotch can get real fucking expensive real fast. So,
is that why you sent me a bottle of Jim Beam?
I didn't send you. I sent you. Actually, I didn't send you shit. I'm sorry. I forgot. We don't know the realities of sending liquor through the mail, so I didn't send you anything. For somebody who likes Scotch, this would be a super cool gift, because this Octomore is great. It's pretty hard to get, so I think any whiskey guy would appreciate it because it's a little harder to get, but it is like a $200 to $300 bottle of whiskey, so it would have to be a pretty good friend, right? On a cheaper scale, maybe a nice bottle of Dalmore. That's, around $100 or less. Dalmore's a good Scotch. If they're more of a bourbon guy, there's 100,000 rare. The key is, if they're a bourbon drinker, you want to get something that's a little harder to find, right? Don't just buy them anything off the shelf that they can, because they probably have 5 bottles of it already. You want to try to find something that's kind of, maybe you can get in your area that they can't get in theirs.
Yeah, get them some Elmer T. Lee. Right?
Good luck finding that shit.
Yeah.
Or King of Kentucky, man. That stuff's like the unicorn right now. Nobody can find that stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to think of some other. If you could get them a bottle of Stag Junior, that shit is delicious. A lot of the Michner stuff would be a great choice. Some of the batch proof or barrel proof Michner stuff is pretty hard to find. Like the toasted barrel or the toasted barrel rye is really good. So yeah. Sorry, that was a really long answer to the question, but it was a 2-parter. And I'm windy.
Hey, I just got a pretty sick little text message here. Did you get one too, or was it just me?
Wait a second. Hold on. You're answering texts. then you jump all up my ass 5 feet for answering a text just a few minutes ago.
Okay, but this one is going to be worth it. Okay.
If it's what it is, what I think it is. I don't know if you should be showing that shit.
The hell are you talking about?
What is it? Who is it from?
All right, I just got the word straight from the man himself. He said, "Give away a pirate whiskey glass," and I said, "Right now." He said, "Yeah."
Oh, fucking sweet.
Pirate whiskey glass. Yeah, so one of these right here. What I'm drinking out of right now.
Mine is...
He said, "Any way you want." So I don't know how to do it, but I'll do it right now.
Oh.
Yeah, give away a pirate whiskey glass. How do you want to do it, Jeremy?
I don't know, man. How do you do a giveaway on a live? You know, normally like you get people to like.
So when I do them by myself, when I'm live streaming by myself, which is not very often anymore, what I would do is I would come up with some weird trivia question about myself or something, and whoever got it first gets the prize. You could also do a random number. Whoever gets closest to the number. There's a few ways you can do it.
I got a question, and I feel like many people may answer this correctly, so we'll have to just like pick the first one we see, I suppose. But what is the specific fan Taylor uses to cool himself?
No, that's too easy.
Is it too easy?
Too easy. That's too easy. You can't do something. You got to do something obscure, right?
I mean, I don't think everybody would know that. I mean, a lot of people would, but I don't think everybody
guessed immediately.
Did they?
All right. I said it will be.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, then you think of something. I don't know.
See, there's like 800 taints.
Taint fan.
The chat just filled with taint.
Dude, I still say we need a taint fan shirt.
No, actually, somebody had a really good idea for a shirt earlier, and it was Whiskey Fairy.
Whiskey Fairy.
Whiskey Fairy shirt. I like the idea. That should be the first Whiskey Knife Fight shirt.
So I'm trying to think of, well, then what if you don't want it to be Tank Fan, or you don't want that to be the question because 80 people answered it, then what do you want it to be? It has to be something somebody's gonna fucking actually know.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It's easier to just do a number, right?
Pick a number.
Yeah. So you just go to random number generator, which I'll pull up here on my handy dandy computer.
Dick whistle.
Dick whistle. All right, so we have 217 people. We'll do
and what do people start saying numbers, and then whoever's closest to the number? Is that
we'll do 0 to 100. I will generate that number. First person to guess the correct number between 0 and 100 gets the glass. That's the easy way to do it.
Shit, I feel like there's going to be a lot of numbers coming through here.
Oh, there's about to be a ton. Don't you worry about that.
Yep, there's some numbers.
It was really nice of Peter to do, by the way.
Dude,
Thanks,
yeah,
Pete.
Peter. Hey, thank you for jumping in here. I know he stays. I mean, that dude's been pumping out like a video a day for the last month. He's a fucking animal. And if anybody understands how hard that is to do and maintain any kind of life, so I appreciate him jumping in here.
All right, so I'm looking and I'm not finding it yet, but I got to search for it, I think.
I thought you were going to show something else that he's coming out with. And I was like, dude, do not fucking show that because he's
No. He texted and said, "Hey, let's give away a glass."
Oh, okay. No, that's super nice, Pete. See, that's why Pete's the best. I always say that to people, and I think they think I'm just saying that to like kiss his ass, but he's actually just a really nice dude.
He is. Oh, I see one, and I got to make sure that it's the right one. I know somebody's guessed it, so I can share the number. You can. Where did it go?
Just make sure you don't show your porn stream that you had going in the background there.
Yeah. Good call.
Showing midget porn on the.
It's okay because my computer just froze. So.
You think midget is midget an okay word these days? I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
I don't know, but the number is 11, and I'm pretty sure. I don't want to say for sure right now, but I think I know who got it first, and I'm gonna
scroll back through it.
Yeah, but you got to search and make sure it's the first one. Is Ben Stahl. Ben Stahl. So Chad's not in here right now, but Ben Stahl said 11.
Oh, fuck. My mustache. Oh, dude, the mustache getting stuck on the mic is a real thing. Like it is.
It is a real thing.
Fucking brutal too.
All right. So Ben, what you need to do, the best way to get in touch with us is are you in yeah, do DM. If you are in my Discord server, just DM a mod and we'll get with you that way. If you're not in my Discord server, it might be the easiest way to either join the Discord server or DM me or Jeremy on Instagram.
Don't DM me. We just talked about how I don't fucking look at my DM.
Okay, DM me and I'll try. Best way is Joe right here. Joe Berninghausen. He's actually a mod on Discord. Talk to him. It's probably the best way.
We'll make sure you get it. Thank you again to Pete.
Yeah, thank you, Pete.
And
he said he will ship it Friday, so we'll get your information. We'll take care of it.
Special thank you, because I don't think you can get them bitches anymore. That was a limited drop, baby. If you got one of these, you're flying the flag hard, man. You are part of a limited crew of people.
Yes, sir. I've been using this for. Hey, actually, the best thing to do is talk to this guy right here.
Hey,
Chad's in here. What's up, Chad? So
Chad.
Ben, talk to Chad. That's the best way to get your whiskey glass.
Chad's the man. He's another just genuinely nice fella. Chad. You can't get mad at that guy. He's like the nicest dude.
It's true.
I've never seen him.
Chad texted me. Chad texted me. What was it, last Thursday? Maybe, I think it was something like that. I can't remember. He's like, "Hey, you got a minute to chat?" Dude, we talked on the phone for almost 5 hours.
Yeah, dude. It's never a short conversation. Actually, me and Chad had a record the other day. He actually sent me a text and he's like, record. It was like 18 minutes. Fastest phone conversation we've ever had.
Dude, I told Chad, and I mean it. It was a true statement. I told Chad at the time when you texted, or he texted me that it was a record, that I spend more time trying to get off the phone with you than your entire conversation lasted, which is true. It's a totally true statement. I'm not even ragging on anybody. That is actually a factual statement.
Yeah, it is. I think everybody's been victim of that. I think poor Pete's even been victim of that before. I think he called me one time just to say something quick, and then I was rattling on, and he's like, "All right, dude. Yeah, we're editing a video. I really got to go." And I'm like, "Okay, well," he's like, "All right, buddy, I got to go."
Dude, I'm going to start just hanging up. I was on the phone with you when I came home the other day, and she was like, "Who are you on the phone with?" And I gave her the look. I was like, and she was like, "Jeremy." And I was like, "All right, dude. Well, I'm going to go hang out with Eleanor for a little bit before she goes to bed." And he just keeps talking. And she shoots me a look, and I'm like, I'm just going to have to hit the end call button.
Dude, right? It was bad before Corona, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about this. YouTube, and I actually talked about it in the last video I just put out, where people were joking around because they saw me. I was wearing that pink robe, joking around. And I took a shot of lotion in the face, and then somebody had commented, they're like, "Jeremy's fucking porn debut." And I was like, I knew when I did that shot, I'm like, somebody's going to make a smart remark. But me and you talked about this when we first started talking, that YouTube can be a very solitary career, right?
Yeah, dude, it's been super, super like siloed for me for the last like 6 months. I've just been
in general, you're working from home. A lot of people are, or even if you have a studio, you generally, until you get a little more down the road in your journey with YouTube, you don't have a bunch of people working for you. So you're still by yourself. So it can be a very solitary thing. So when you get somebody and you're talking about work and you're talking about things, and you crave that, you miss that from a normal work environment. So I can be a little chatty.
Dude, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
This year, 10 or maybe 11 at this point. And dude, I'm just so ready to work with somebody again.
Right.
I'm actually entertaining the idea of hiring someone, which is
I'm hoping
mind blowing, but it's something I truly need. Like, I spent hours today just doing admin stuff, and I needed to be editing a video. So, I mean, I need two of me, and the only way to get there is to hire somebody. Yeah. Well, and I don't want to do it, but I also do.
We talked about this before. 2020 was supposed to be the year that I was going to like visit some people. I was going to come see you. Shit. Maybe even go see Pete if he'd have us up there. Some of the brands and stuff I work with, do some traveling and like do some collaboration videos and stuff. Cause it's just fun to actually meet a lot of these people that you do business with so much, or, have relationships with via, the internet. And then Corona just kind of fucked this whole year up. So we've been more secluded this year than ever. Yeah. So I'm hoping 2021 gets a little better.
Yeah, no, it's seriously. I was actually supposed to have a meetup in like not Chattanooga. That's where Chad is, but somewhere around Chattanooga area.
He said DMK.
Oh, break that inbox, please. No. But no, I was supposed to have a meetup at like Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I think we talked about doing that there, and Chad was going to come up because that's just a couple of hours from him, and I was going to do that, and that was supposed to happen in like February, March, and here we are in November, and the idea of a meetup just sounds like pure obscenity now. Like it doesn't even seem like a real thing. Like people used to do that.
Right.
People used to go out into public.
Yeah, dude. I went to I went to mail some stuff today. This is how like it's, and I actually felt bad because I sent and Pete will actually maybe laugh at this. I sent in all my Canon gear today, right? I was telling you about it earlier. I said it was a sad day. I traded in all my Canon gear because I'm going to Sony just because the R5, R6. That's a whole thing. That's a whole nother conversation. We'll get into it. But anyway, because I'm getting all Sony stuff, I traded in all my Canon stuff, and I didn't have a box big enough because I was trying to put it all in one box. Well, the one box that I happen to have that I just recently got was a big old box that Pete's Nomad bags come in. I felt like a super trader sending all my Canon stuff in a box.
Dude, that is that is amazing.
I was like loading all my Canon gear into this box with Peter's signature on it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm doing him wrong here, like in some way. Like I feel like this is just fucked up that I'm doing this, but
dude, that is amazing.
Biggest box I had, and it all fit. And it was a nice thick double cardboard box, the double layered cardboard that's like super thick so it doesn't bow, because it was a heavy box.
Dude, if there's one thing I know about Peter, he does not skimp on packaging ever.
Oh, dude.
Every single thing I've ever gotten from Peter has come in the most overkill extra packaging ever, and it's so nice. But
did you get one of the V2 coins ever?
Yeah. I got a V2 coin. It's got that little puzzle box.
Dude, one of the coolest packages ever. Like, and then like there's like the joke on the bottom, like if you turn it over, if you're a dumbass, you didn't figure it out.
Yeah,
bottom how to get in it. Yeah, I the packaging, me and Pete have talked about, and me and Chad have talked about this many times. The packaging it's key, man. It's key. And Pete comes through in a major way on a lot of that stuff. But I did feel
speaking of drops and stuff, Randall Oak says, any more drops coming soon, like the Slim Wallet, Taylor? Yeah, I keep trying, but these two guys between Peter and Jeremy, I can't keep up, man.
Bro,
I'm always on like one step off
at one time. Like we had been working on this stuff for months and months, and it seemed like all of it became done. Like, and that's what a few people told me. They're like, Jeremy, you're fucking killing me with these drops, bro. Like, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like all the shit, we've been working on all this stuff for months, and because Corona, a lot of stuff was delayed. So it kind of like all landed at the same time, which kind of works out though, because it's Christmas. So people are buying Christmas presents and stuff.
So I've been working on a drop for months and months and months now. The most recent update I got was we're having trouble making it. So that's the problem. I wanted to do something that hasn't been done before, and something that is cool and something I want. And the trouble with that is the manufacturer is just like, welp, here we are. They don't know what to do with it. So yeah, drops are going to come eventually, but for now, I'm just kind of biding time.
I wasn't going to drink any more of this, but I got to just get just another little sup. Just one little sup.
I went back to the Wee Beastie after the Port Charlotte just to see. And yeah, Port Charlotte definitely takes the cake there.
You ever put whiskey on your hands and then rub it?
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
We talked about that? It's a great way to get the nose of a whiskey. Get a little on your hands. And
dude, you know what we need to do? Once all this is over, and Peter and I have been talking about me coming up there and doing a video for at this point, like over a year. And then
if we do that, well, I mean, you could obviously go up at a different time than me, but I would like to do it in summer. Like I'm a Florida.
No, we need to go up and have
a Canadian winter. I think I don't even have clothes to like accommodate that kind of weather.
No, I'm saying we need to go up and have a cigar, have a whiskey, maybe do a live podcast or something. That'd be cool. But just go up together, do something, all of us together. I think that'd be neat. We're kindred souls, I think.
Summer.
In the summer.
I'm serious. God damn, that whiskey's good.
I don't even know if Jeremy. Do you even know what cold weather feels like anymore?
Yeah, dude, I'm from Kentucky. I mean, it gets cold up there. And
I
I lived,
said anymore. How long's it been since you've been to Kentucky?
yeah, a long time. And I lived up in Maryland too, but you know, it's cold as fuck in Maryland in the winter. But I moved away from Maryland when I was 14 and I'm 40. So there you go. Actually, I'm not 40. I'm 40. Fuck, how old am I? 40. 42. 42. Yeah, I honestly don't have clothes. I would have to buy clothes if I went somewhere like Canada. Like I don't.
I live in North Carolina, which used to be, you know, our winters used to be kind of cold, not super cold, but would get down into the single digits, the teens sometimes. Dude, for the last like 6 years, it's been like average of 50s all summer or all winter. So I have all these coats and jackets that I can't wear.
Bro,
Drives me crazy.
this is what I wore today. These are Dickies shorts,
It's like 30s outside right now.
flip flops. That's what I wore today. Dickies shorts, flip flops, and a t-shirt. Like, and it's fucking, you know, late November at this point. It's Florida, man. It's hot as balls here all the time.
Did I take it back? It's 58 outside right now.
He says, bro, I rock skinny jeans. Blow that up. I can't see.
Bro, rock skinny jeans on a sled ripping a frozen lake at 120 kilometers per hour at negative 30 C. You'll be fine. I don't know what 120 kilometers per hour means.
Buddy,
I have no idea what that is.
Negative 30 C. What is that in Fahrenheit?
I don't know. I do not know anything other than American.
Minus in front of that shit. It's fucking cold. Okay. I don't care if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius. My blood is
negative 22. That's fucking cold.
Yeah, bro.
That's really fucking cold. And since we're at it,
that Canadian metabolism, bro. Like he's used to that cold weather.
75.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be fine. Pete, y'all would probably you and all your friends be laughing at me, calling me a bitch because I'd be over there with like a puff jacket and like ski pants and like hand warmers and shit. And like, I'd be shivering and they're all like over there in like t-shirts laughing their asses off at me. Like, look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking American douchebag from the South that can't take a little chilly weather.
Dude, I love the cold. I love it so much. You know those gray days that you were talking about a few weeks ago that you hate?
Dude, fuck the gray days.
Dude, I woke up this morning, I looked out the window and it was gray and I'm like, thank God. Dude, we're in the middle of fall and we went from 30 degrees to like a few weeks ago, we had 80-degree days. What the fuck? We're not supposed to have 80-degree days in the fall. And we did. We've had several and it's been 70s most days, which is really annoying.
You know the only great thing about gray days? It's like a big softbox.
Yeah.
Photography is fucking fantastic. Like,
but I wouldn't know anything about the outdoors because I spend 90% of my time in this little dungeon box with no windows.
No, but when gray days, like you could film with the fucking windows open and you don't have to worry about your exposure changing because the clouds are going by and shit. It's just like a big softbox. If you go outside, all your shots look good outside because the light's nice and soft.
I'm sorry, what is this outside?
Yeah,
I've not seen it in a while.
See, Chad said it. He fucking hit it. Photos. That's the only good thing about gray days. Everything else about it sucks. It brings me down, man. It brings me down. I need the sun. Makes me feel good. Fucking birds are chirping. You know something I didn't know? This shows you how long I've lived in the South.
A lot.
Apparently the birds go away in the north in the winter.
How did you not know that?
Well, but I knew that there were birds that went south, but I thought some birds fucking stayed. Like they all leave.
Pretty much.
Because my buddies that live up in Michigan, like
turkeys don't.
Way up north. He was saying he's always happy because he was on the phone with me and all the birds are chirping in the background and stuff. He's like, oh man, that's one thing I miss in the winter is hearing the birds in the morning and stuff. And I'm like, what? What do you mean you don't hear the birds in the morning? He's like, yeah, dude. They're like, for months they're all gone. I'm like, where do they go? He's like, down where you're at, dumbass. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Wildlife doesn't leave here, bro.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's hot all year.
Yeah.
Well, not hot, but you don't have winter basically.
I mean, there's really no birds in the winter up there. Like they all fucking leave.
Yeah.
There's got to be some birds that are okay with that, right?
Most are gone. I mean, I'm sure there might be a species or two that sticks around, but for the most part, they get out of here. That's
wild, dude. It just goes to show when you live somewhere for so long, you kind of lose touch with what the hell goes on in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
That's just like I See, he said some definitely remain. See, Pete's saying there's some birds. He's got some birds.
Well,
up there, bro.
some birds don't fly. Those fuckers don't like walk to Florida.
This was where I live. I walked out my front yard the other day, and there's fucking birds this tall, like with a beak that long, poking holes in my grass, getting like grubs and stuff because it had rained a bunch. It was like cranes and shit. These big ass, like 4 foot tall birds in my front yard.
Dude, these fucking like, when I come into my office every time during the summer, it was fucking geese everywhere. You had to like wait for them to get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And now I could just haul ass into this place. I don't have to wait for the geese. They had a geese chase me down leaving my office one day.
Dude, you can't let a
goose.
You can't let a goose pimp you out like that. No, you gotta stay in your ground.
Dude, I just like came down the stairs and he like blindsided me. What the fuck, dude?
You can't let a goose punk you. You got to be like, come on, bitch, bring it. Let's fucking do this.
Just saying, they're not around in the winter. I don't care about anything else.
It is an instant reaction though when something charges you to be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? You're like, fuck. But yeah, no, you can't let a goose punk you out, man.
Yeah,
you gotta break bad on a goose.
Don't have to worry about it in the winter.
I'll kick a goose in the face.
Dude, those fuckers aren't mean.
Flip flops and all to bite my fucking toe off, probably.
Flip flops. Flip flops and a man bun.
I did used to have a man bun, dude. I heard somebody was saying that earlier. They were fucking with me, calling me a hipster and saying I had a man bun. I did have a man bun. I had long hair for a long time. I even had dreads for a while.
Dude, I can't even say anything. Look at this. I haven't cut my hair in so long. I got like curly hair shit now.
Got the Joe Dirt thing going on in the back there.
Dude, I look rough. No bones about it. I look rough.
Everybody's got a look. I see if I can.
I got the Rona going on pretty hard right now.
It's good. I got the receding hairline, the puffy hair. It's looking good right now. I got that Rona hair going. It's good. Fuck it. Why not?
All right. Well, this is probably a pretty good place to wrap this up. I have
227, 237. Where are we at?
227. Probably entirely too much to do tonight. It is, dear God, 10:30. I'm going to be here for another like 4 or 5 hours. So
I got to finish this cigar and this glass of whiskey. It's going to be a rough evening.
Oh, real rough.
It's hard. Somebody's got to drink this fucking scotch. It ain't drinking.
It's a hard knock life having to do one video a month, Jeremy.
Dude, I do.
I did 2 this week, and I'm like, I'm wrecked.
I do feel bad about the fact that I got to say it. I don't know if Pete's still in here, but I got to say it real quick. We don't get Pete on here often, so I got to say it. Did you see his DJI video?
I haven't watched YouTube in like 2 weeks because I've been here until like 2 a.m. every day.
When we get off here, before you start your work, it's not a long video.
It's in my watch later because I mean, just the title alone was like, shit. Okay.
Some of the transitions that he did in that video are fucking.
Can I just say it also kind of makes me hate life? Because I'm stuck in this rut here, and I don't like it creatively. I want something with a little more, natural light and different, maybe a little more space. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying when I watch something like that or something from Dan Schiffer or something from Sam Colder, I just feel like just walking away from it all, just turning off the camera, walking away, and never coming back into this space.
Dude, he has this one match cut where this guy's riding a bike. There's actually several match cuts. I'm pretty sure it's called a match cut. And this guy's riding this BMX bike, and it's changing where the bike is at. Like he's riding through the woods on his BMX bike, and then he's like in a park jumping on like a table in a park and stuff. But it's match up the position of the bike. And I mean, I did it frame by frame to see the position is matched up exactly in the same spot. So even though he changes the whole background, it fucking looks crazy, dude.
I need to watch it. I do have it in my watch later. I'm just, once I finish work tonight, like I said, I'm not coming back into this office until we go live on Friday. No joke. Next Friday.
That's good.
Next Friday.
It's good to do that.
I'm out of here.
It's good to take a little creative breather.
I need my daughter to remember who I am.
That's important. Dad, first and foremost.
I walked in tonight and she looked at me and she was like, Mama? Like,
who's this guy with the beard? Well, it's also your beard longer, your hair's crazy. She doesn't see as much. She thinks some fucking stranger's coming in the house.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, she called me Pop, and I'm like, that's not my name.
Chad Pete's video has at least 100 views from him. Dude, it really is. And I mean, you come to expect that kind of thing from Pete, but I feel like he took it up a notch over his normal stuff on this one. Like the cinematography and the transitions and whatnot they're pretty fucking next level. I'm not gonna lie. And I know people
that is the thing that I think moving into this office, this is not me like complaining or making an excuse. I think moving into this space has, I don't want to say it's like complacency or it's just made me lazy.
Because you don't do B-roll anymore.
Dude, okay, to be fair, I didn't do B-roll in the summer because it was 95 fucking degrees in this office, and I was just not about that. But I did B-roll in the last video I did. I've been doing some more stuff. It's just this space is not conducive to what I want to be doing, right?
You used to always do little B-roll montages in the beginning of a product and stuff, and you slowed down on it a lot.
Yeah, and a lot of that was I had other people shooting the B-roll for me. People keep saying depression. It's not really depression. It's more of like stagnation, right? I got comfortable. It's very easy to just hit record and do the same thing over and over and over and over. And Peter's actually talked about this in a video recently. He talked about being comfortable. I'm way too comfortable in this spot doing the same thing over and over and over. And also very unhappy doing the same thing over and over and over. So I really want to just mix things up. Part of this comes down to Corona, part of it comes down to laziness, and a lot of it comes down to this space really truly not being what I hoped it would be.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that. Like, I'm not making excuses or anything. I'm just ready for a change is really what it comes down to. So.
Sometimes that's what it takes, man. New environment.
Yeah, and Jeremy knows better than anybody the tribulations with me finding a new space.
Oh God, dude, every week he's like, I got a new spot. I'm like, sweet. The next week he's like, that shit fell through. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. No, it's just stagnation, complacency. Just it's easy. It's so easy. Like I shot 2 videos this week, and I'm not saying making the videos was easy, but shooting them most definitely was. I have a setup like camera is static, always hanging from the ceiling, right above the camera frame right here. It's always there. So I moved my other 2 cameras, which are marked on the floor with some tape. Like I know where everything goes. Everything is always lined up perfectly. I just hit record, and I'm good to go. Like it's too easy. That's not a bad thing, but it's I've fallen into the rut of doing the same thing every time. And that's what drives me crazy.
See, me and you have different problems. I'm in the same spot, but I built the spot out specifically to be inspiring to me, right? It's all the things I love around me all the time. So even though it's the same spot and it can get a little stagnant, and it does, sometimes it's difficult to try to find a new way to shoot this or a new way to shoot that, so that you're not just shooting the same shit constantly and bored. But I get the whole paralysis by analysis, because I will, and you've made fun of me before. You're like, Jeremy, why are you shooting that in log and worrying about color grading some shit for like 3 hours? You've been fucking with color grading. Like it's YouTube. Like people don't give a fuck if your color grade's not perfect. Like it's okay. And I'm like, I know, but there's too much magenta. And you're like, nobody gives a fuck about the magenta. Would you shut up with the fucking magenta? I'm like, okay, you're probably right. But my issue is more paralysis by analysis more than anything else. I hit
it's a real thing.
Yeah. So everybody has their own struggles, man. You just gotta just fucking power through it.
Fucking Peter, get out of here with that. Nobody cares. I mean, yes, it's nice, but I'm just saying, like, it's nice for you more so than anybody else, right? It's a creative thing, right?
I spent longer on a 15-minute B-roll set little clip than you spent on an entire video. Like, I'll be like,
oh, for sure.
I'll be like, sure. I've been working on this fucking B-roll. It's a 20-minute B-roll, 20-second B-roll clip. And I worked on it all day yesterday, like 9 hours. Taylor's like, yeah, I edited 2 videos. What the fuck? He's like, you're going too slow, bitch. This is why you don't put out enough videos. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it's going to be a fucking sweet B-roll.
So the funny thing is, since we've met each other, you've gotten faster. Not lately, but I mean, in general, you've gotten faster at making videos, and I've gotten way slower. Yeah. Like I could easily pump out a video a day when I first met you. Like, no problem. Easy. Now I'm like, one a week? Shit.
You can still bust out an edit quick though, man. You'll call me sometimes and be like, yeah, I shot a video and edited it and I got done by 4. And I'm like, dude, it took me that long to plan the shots.
It takes me a week to like build up to it though.
Yeah.
I used to be able to just sit down and do it, but now I it's because I'm so tired of doing the same thing on repeat.
You haven't heard me bitch about color grading since I switched over to Final Cut though.
Or Sony.
It wasn't the Sony.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not trying to incite a riot. I'm just
no, the two things that did it were switching to Final Cut because Adobe was fucking up my color grades. It was doing this weird thing when I exported. It was changing the colors and starting to use that color checker before I take my shots. That color checker I showed.
Yeah. I need to actually buy one of those. I need to invest in that and a monitor calibrator and a few other things. But that's all stuff for maybe another podcast about camera gear. But
Camera gear podcast coming in hot. I feel it.
Hey, that might be a good segue for Peter. He just texted me. He said, I'll hop on the podcast, get you over 1,000. I'm willing to do it just to see you smoke that Texas Lancero. I don't want a tattoo necessarily that bad, but
here's the problem with that, Pete.
Worth it.
It's worth it. I love it. And I love the fact that you offered that. There's part of me that's like, fuck you though, because you're just doing that. So I have to suck a cigar that looks like a wang.
And I'm all about that. Well, I'm all about seeing Jeremy do that on live stream. That's a better way to put it.
Because I think it'd just be a fun conversation. I think it'd be fun to have him on and shoot the shit. But
Jeremy Sayers tit to tit. Hey, that's a good side segment for you.
Nipple baby. But yeah, that would be a fun video to do sometime, or a podcast to do is camera gear, because that's an in-depth subject. Lots to talk out there. I don't know how many of the people out there give a shit about us talking about camera gear, but
okay, let's be honest. If you're drinking whiskey, you're not going to stay on camera gear the whole time. And hey, who knows what Peter's like on whiskey? So Peter be a 5-hour podcast. True.
I mean, do you know me? I could definitely keep it going for that long. I feel like we could all keep it going for a while.
That's on the short end of our phone calls. Just saying. I called Jeremy and I'm like, hey, what's this thing real quick? Just real quick. What's this thing? And like 3 hours later, it's just me as a skeleton sitting in a chair.
Shit. Somebody said it'll take 5 hours for Jeremy to smoke down that long. Dude, that's no joke. That is an easy 2.5 hour cigar. Easily.
It's a big fucking cigar.
It's huge, bro. It's huge. It would be fun though, man. Be an interesting thing to do. I've got a lot of opinions about camera gear, especially just switching over to Sony and all the gear I just recently purchased with all the Edelkrone stuff and whatnot.
Dude, that Edelkrone is as much of a blessing as it is a fucking curse.
I just bought the slider, the slider to go with the jib, and it's pretty nice, man. I like the Edelkrone stuff.
I have broken my Edelkrone 3 times now, but that's another story for another day.
Yeah, dude. And I haven't broke mine yet. I don't know.
I'm so hard on equipment. Hard on equipment. You're
like the Casey Neistat on equipment. That motherfucker went through, I don't know how many Canon 70Ps and that's whatever I think it was a 16 millimeter lens he used to use all the time, because he would just eat shit on his fucking skateboard and just explode his camera like every other week. He had like the graveyard of drones and cameras that he had broken, falling on his he didn't ride a one wheel. He had a boosted.
Yeah. Actually, he was on that hoverboard train first.
What'd Chad say? 2 hours. That's an average phone call. Okay.
We all know Jeremy's he's a little long-winded.
Chad, you're not wrong.
I'm long-winded. Jeremy is next level. Jeremy is next. I say that, and I had a 5-hour phone call with Chad earlier last week. I was
going to say, I think that beats me and Chad's record. So
that was a long call. I don't know if it's quite 5 hours, but it was pretty damn close to it.
Peter said return it immediately. What am I returning?
Probably my Edelkrone, because I broke it, or maybe your Sony cameras. I don't know.
I think Pete. I don't know if Pete uses Edelkrone. I think he uses the Rhino.
I sent Pete a photo of my Edelkrone, and he's like, "Why the fuck?" So, but then again, hey, Daniel Schiffer is the one that sold me on it. When I saw his video, I was like, I could do that.
Well, I got it because because I don't have anybody to help me shoot, like it allows me to get shots of shit moving with me in it.
So I use it as my third angle. So my C cam, when I'm doing a three angle video, it's sitting there and it's coming up and down and twisting. It is like having a camera guy for my 3-angle videos, which is so nice. But it's such a blessing and a curse, because getting all that framed up beforehand is such a nightmare.
It's time consuming, but that's the only way I can get people ask me. They're like, "Oh, who shot that?" And I'm like, "Well, me." They're like, "Well, how the fuck did you get a moving shot that went behind the chair when you're in the chair? Like you don't have a fucking third arm."
The video I posted earlier today, there was a shot of me making coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking in the background while I'm making the coffee, and the camera's like swooping down in front of everything.
And the only
it's
way
pretty sweet.
And the only way you can get that is to have a person shooting it for you, or to have a slider or some kind of jib of some nature.
Yep.
But,
all right. Well, that's probably a good place. I said that like 20 minutes ago, but
real quick. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I just said that to fuck with you. I just said that just to fuck with you. I'm kidding.
I'm done. You've killed me. I'm done. Yeah, no, I've got a lot of stuff to take care of tonight before I go home, and I'm really ready to not be here.
I think I'm gonna drink whiskey and watch the last episode of The Mandalorian a third time.
Pick a better show. I'm watching Hell on Wheels, and it's really good.
Hell on Wheels was good.
That's good.
We're gonna get into a set. See, now you're fucking doing it, bitch.
All right, that's it. Jeremy, what do you have going on this week, if anything? Drops or videos
week,
or anything?
What do I have going this week? I'm working on a video. I've got a gift guide coming out probably next week. I think we might be dropping these ashtrays this week. Maybe.
Oh shit.
Maybe. If here's the thing, if we don't drop them this week, it's on me. Chad and them are ready. I just have to get some of the photographs and stuff done for the website and whatnot, which with my shooting schedule this week, I've been kind of busy and I haven't had a chance to do it yet, but I think they're ready to drop these. So I think we'll be doing the ashtray drop. We're doing a Black Friday sale. Patina. Black Friday sale. And I've got the live stream with the Bourbon Junkies on Friday. So that's everything that's going on.
I dropped a best knives under $100 video earlier today. On Friday, I have my gift guide dropping, and I dropped the wallets last week. They sold out in 5 minutes.
That's awesome, dude.
Pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
There weren't a whole lot of them, but I mean, they were gone quickly, way faster than I expected. And I have another batch of 20 coming. So it was only 20. It wasn't a ton of these wallets, but yeah, I got some more coming, and some other stuff that I'm excited to share with you guys, but I don't want to go too far into detail on that. But the gift guide $100 knife video, both of those are going to be up. The gift guide will be up on Friday, assuming everything gets approved. But yeah, it's at least finished. So
I don't think mine's going to make it up. I'm hoping to make it up by the end of the month. More than likely, it might be like the first couple of days of next month, honestly, the way things are going.
And if you want to see something truly novel, in the best knives under $100 video, I just talk really highly of Jeremy and how he's such a good dude and always reliable.
Here's the thing. You can suck an entire bag of dicks, okay? Because here's the thing. That was, God love him. I love the guy. I love him, but that was partially Zach's fault.
Hey, he showed up in the comments, and I said, don't take the blame for Jeremy. It's all his fault.
I'm just saying. Look, I love Zach. He was very helpful, but there might have been miscommunication on my part. It could have been. I'm not blaming it on him. I'm shouldering some of the blame, but I'm just saying it was a little bit of miscommunication that went on there.
Anyway, thank you guys so much.
Just an entire. I said I still stick to you can suck an entire bag of dicks.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Happy Thanksgiving for anybody in America celebrating. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hope everybody be careful out there spreading that Rona. You get around too many people, just fucking, I know it's family time and everything, but everybody just be responsible. Let's fucking not make it worse. Let's not have a huge fucking peak after Thanksgiving and more shit.
Follow us using all the stuff down below, and just want to leave you with one one little thing before we go, and that is
also one last thank you to Pete for the glass. That's awesome.
thank you, Pete, for hanging out with us and giving away one of your sweet glasses. But to end all this off, I just have to say,
I normally like to drink coffee. I want that caffeine, baby. And I know this is going to sound super like bouge, but I can't disagree. I enjoy a good Truly if it's within your wheelhouse and it's something you can, you got the budget for it.
I never heard it there, folks.
That is you and your audio editing.
Cyrus loves it Truly.
I'm gonna somehow get it together to where I'm gonna edit it together where you say like, I love to gobble cock, like, and then I'm gonna play that every time.
Oh my god!
You need to get you to gobble and cock in the same sentence.
I'm just saying, you said it. You said the words, and they are played here. All I can do is deliver the message.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
What's his name? Andrew. Oh, that's Andrew Snooze. What did we call him earlier?
Andrew Snooze.
Andrew Snooze. Oh God. All right, guys. Sorry, we did it again.
That's a really good point. Thank you, Zero. Thank you so much.
Zero, you guys are all bastards. That's all. You guys are all.
Thank you all, and have a good night. We'll see you guys.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next Friday, not Wednesday. It'll be a Friday night hangout next Friday. We'll see you then.
All right, guys.
See you.